there a reason you recorded?
I didn't hit record. I just hit stream.
No, yeah, but you've been recording for an hour. I'm just going to stop it because I probably haven't got a hard drive space on this.
Yeah, I didn't know it was recording.
Is it good?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, and we're back. We had a bit of an internet issue there, but we are back with your top tables, with your finals here. So we've got Ollie Dyer versus Jeff Porritt. We're coming down in turn 0 has come down, and we've gone bombing run, hemmed in, clear conditions. Jeff is currently in deployment. Ollie putting down his second bus. So I'm just going to talk you through the lists here. So, yeah, hey Liam, we're back. So we've got Jeff playing some Rebel Soup, which I'll just remind you that Ollie said was not good and would only win 1 or 2 games at most. He's made it to the finals. So we have got 11 activations at Rebels at 794, which puts Jeff as the blue player. So we have got Din Djarin with Tenacity, Comms Jammer, Stims, Jetpack and Ambam. R2 with nothing on him. A squad of Fleet Troopers with binoculars. 2 Rebel Vets with CMOs, 2 Mark IIs, an Ewok Skirmisher with Call to Arms, Swoop Bikes, an FD Cannon with LTA, an Overcharge Generator, which is the suppressive generator. We have a Land Speeder with a Gonk Droid, the Rocket, Wedge Antilles, an Ion Blaster and an Uplink. Now, watching Jeff's last game, I'm sure you probably watched a couple more over the weekend, Andy, but Jeff does a lot of like compulsory, do your attack, and then recover, because you're getting back the free pivot from Wedge, who is your field commander. You're getting back all of your tappable weapons. You're getting back your HQ uplink. So every turn, his key piece of the land speeder has,
and you're getting a free movement out of it.
Yeah, which is huge on something like a land speeder with a compulsory. Being able to pivot is massive. Now, and then Ollie is. Let me just bring up Ollie's list because I will forget some kind of upgrade. So Ollie has 9 activations at 795, so he's been beaten by 1 point in the bid. I wonder
if that was deliberate.
I think it was absolutely deliberate.
So I've been building lists with 6-point bids deliberately as well.
Yeah. I did the same with my Bright Tree list. So Ollie has got 4 squads of Black Sun, 2 of them with scatterguns and Vigos, 2 of them with Magdets, Vigos and Frags, 3 Swoop Bikes and 2 AA5s with Gonk Droids, Medics and Jammers, 1 of them with the Raiding Party Leader, which gives you the Demoralize. So we're coming down in bombing run here. Ollie is deploying currently everything on the right hand side of the screen in the top. So you've got the 2 buses just at the top of the deployment zones there. What do you think the chances are? Obviously with reinforcements, Ollie can leave his swoops till last. Those swoops are going in the far left, surely.
I think it gives him an option to do that. What did we end up playing in the end? It was
with bombing run and hemmed in. So because if he doesn't, that's just a clear line for Jeff to trundle R2 over there for secret mission to get some bombs over there.
It does. I mean, I think Ollie's usual plan is to give the bombs to the swoops. It's the most sensible, it's the most safest as well.
Right?
Yeah. I think the issue he might be looking at though is if you look at it, the only line of sight blocker for hemmed in on this are these 2 turrets that are either side of the U-wing.
Yep.
And obviously with the range 5 on the FD cannon, that does open up that he could lose a bomb, and that's unsafe. So
you could quite easily lose a bomb, especially with the standby being a range 3 on an FD.
And the dice they're not enough to one-shot it, but over 2 turns, it's pretty consistent.
Absolutely, especially if you play your vets well and your Mark IIs on the vets, you can fire support into it with the right range. That's pretty devastating dice pool with the critical on it and the impact.
So I think Ollie's other option is he could deploy them in the top right-hand corner here, as they using his buses as line of sight blockers. to cover and escort them, because obviously the hemmed-in deployment ends within range 1 for bombing run, around where the red ship is in the bottom left-hand corner, and behind that other turret we've got. So he can quite easily get the bikes up there safely, with the buses kind of sealing that gap up.
Yeah.
That's looking at it from my point of view is what I'd look at.
Oh, interesting. I think some Black Suns might be going down.
But this goes back to what you said earlier. I think
Yeah.
the reason that he's putting them down
He's
there.
got to put some threat saturation out there, right? Like,
Well, I don't think it's just about the threat situation. He's got to zone off
Yeah.
R2. If he doesn't deploy one unit over there, and a Black Sun with a shotgun is a good enough unit to just deal with R2.
Absolutely. I think the other thing is you've got to. What's up, Chris? Nice to see you in the chat. Doing your gardening, apparently. So, one thing that I think is interesting here is that Jeff has got secret mission and bounty. Obviously, the bounty's not doing anything this turn, so I would be tempted to put a bomb on a land speeder, put R2 in the land speeder, and then you're potentially getting double points there. But obviously his land speeder's kitted out more offensively than it is as a transport.
But I guess that's why Jeff has bomb and run in this list, because he's got a swoop, he's got Din, and he's
Din with the jetpack, speed 3.
Yeah, and I imagine it's his speeder, so he's got 3 units that can drop the bomb off fairly safely.
Oh, because he has the swoops as well. Of
yeah,
course.
exactly. Yeah. So I think it'll be I think this is more than likely going to be 3-3. I imagine.
So that secret mission could come in real clutch.
Or as I say, the bounty unfortunately isn't going to play it at all in this.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Like I'd say on paper, I'd look at Jeff's list and go, why have you got bomb and run? But then when just talking that out loud, like as you said, Din's red surge and saves.
Yep.
So and speed 3.
The land speed is 3 speed 3 moves on a big base.
Speed 2.
Speed 2. Okay.
Yeah. It's one thing. But because
even
of the base.
On the big base,
it's still very
getting
fast.
there pretty easy.
It's probably just as fast as the speeder bikes because of the base.
Yeah. Because you'd need Ryder Azadi to get to speed 3, right?
Yes,
because he can make it
increase
go faster.
Yeah. And then I say the sweep bikes, and it's interesting as you said that he deployed them first.
Yeah, I would have definitely held them with reinforcements, but as the blue player, you're still putting them out before Ollie would put his out.
So you might as well just put it down now, and I think that's probably why he knew where they were going from the get-go.
Yeah.
So just put them straight down, and then you can start to see where Ollie's placing, because Ollie only deploys 4 real units.
Well, so the other thing is he's obviously got 2 squads of Black Suns are going in the bus.
Yeah.
That's the Magdet squad, right?
Yeah. Oh, and that's why I said that's why it's only really 4 units he ever deploys that you get to see, because he puts both buses down, and you know that the next 2 deployments are going to be the Black Suns to go inside the buses. It's not. It's like it's a no-brainer. He's never not going to do it.
It's like when you play against Dave Grant, and the first thing he does is pass. No matter what he does with the command card, he's passing.
And then that's only because he's playing like 4 activations. And then the next 2 deployments from Ollie are just the other 2 Black Suns. The swoops don't happen until reinforcements.
Yeah.
We're not starting just yet.
Jeff's getting a bit excited, put his command card down, slapped it down with some authority, but you know what you're playing most of the time, right?
Well, yeah, you do. And Jeff he says, I've got a plan, and I just stick to it. This
is what I heard him giving. He had the mantra to himself: know the plan, stick to the plan.
He said, "I've got a plan, stick to the plan."
And that is the way to do it. And that's what he did in the last game. He deployed the 2. He was playing recover the supplies, put a supply on each short edge of the table at range 1.
Yeah.
Moved R2 far left, just claim the box, moved to claim secret mission, and then on the other side he had his skirmishers, and then everything else was just a fight over the middle. So he had those boxes, no issues, because you don't want to split your forces against an army.
It'd be interesting to see what this plan is, though, because he says it doesn't change on who's playing or anything like that. He just said, I've got a plan, stick to the plan.
I mean, it's been working because he's
4-1.
Because I mean, both of them are 4-1, right?
Ollie,
well, no, sorry, they both lost 1 game in the Swiss.
Yep, because Lee Mackham was the only person who went undefeated.
Yep, and it put them, it's put them both in the finals. So I think they're both going to be. It's gonna be tight. No matter what happens.
Ollie's only loss was to who did he lose to?
It was round 2, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I'll tell you what, I will look that up because I can't remember.
Ollie lost to Timbo.
Ah, right, okay. And
Yes.
Timbo obviously just lost to Jeff. So.
Yeah, and Jeff's only loss was to Nathan Hall.
Okay, I don't actually know Nathan, so I
No.
was looking at it on Game Uplink over the last couple of days, and I know that coming into this tournament, Ollie in particular was saying there was a bunch of players that he didn't know.
Yeah, there was.
So for me, he was one of the
Nathan
players.
was one of them. Liam was one. Like obviously spoken to him, but again, someone who
and he was playing the Wookiee Battle Force.
Yeah.
So good.
So and the Fluttercrafts.
He made top 8, right? He was played in the first round of the top cut yesterday.
But it was funny watching him play his opponents because it was always their faces of confusion, like Overrun works how, and I'm like, yeah. It was like I'm just waving my stick at you.
It's funny though. The Overrun is a bit of an odd interaction. Now we're going to see.
Lots.
I would imagine a lot of it in this round. So
how many swoops in a final can you get?
Yeah, exactly. So as the head judge, can you just explain the changes to Overrun? Because obviously before you had to complete the move. When you overrun, you can make an attack.
Yes. So when Geonosians were released, they had to change the rules because troops teleport. You never move along the base, so you just go from the end of the stick to wherever you're finishing. An overrun only works when you move over stuff. So what they've done now is they've changed it to if you overlap with the movement tool, then you don't have to move the whole distance at all. You can just wiggle your stick at people and it counts as you overlapping them and therefore attacking. The other thing, game on.
Flip it the other way.
Standing orders.
Yeah, standing orders to push.
Does that? No.
And then the other ways it does trigger is with vehicles. If it's on your compulsory move, your vehicle moves along the template.
Yep.
So the movement tool doesn't have to overlap, but if your base overlaps, that does trigger it. So
if your base moves along the movement tool, if you overlap at that
with
point,
your base, So if you can like side clip something with your base, and the movement tool doesn't need to. But when you're just wiggling your stick, the movement tool has to overlap.
So it makes it a real versatile unit with quite a versatile attack. Being the only, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the only unit in the game where the keyword X doesn't stack in the way that it does with other things. So
Correct.
impact, as an example, would be impact, but in that same attack pool. Whereas overrun overrun 2 on the bikes, when you have 2 bikes, is 2 separate attacks, not both dice pools in one attack.
Correct, and that's usually, as you say, it's the odd one out to all the normal numbers of it stacks, but the way it stacks is different. And it's hard to work out what's better. I mean, it's the same dice, but because you get past.
I think it's the fact that you can make multiple attacks against multiple units. For me, that makes it a better keyword.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would probably make more sense from a game perspective if it was overrun 2, meaning both of your attacks on one overrun. But
that makes sense.
But I think the ability to just having a unit that does something a little bit different makes you have to really think, and with your list building, and up until I would say today, we've always said swoops are best run in 3s.
Yeah.
But
Jeff
has made it to a final with a single squad of swoops, and they've done some good work. We've seen it in the last game that we just cast, but in every game that he's played today, he's made plenty of overrun attacks.
And I think that's because the unit is good. If you do get all 3 attacks off, which isn't hard, it's 10 dice. Now, if I turned around to you and said my unit throws 10 dice on the attack, you'd be like, that's really good, especially when that's...
it's the C6 squad, right?
Well, you're right, but it's more consistent because
it's better dice. Yeah.
It's 4 red, 2 black, 4 white.
Yep.
Is the total attack pool.
And you can have an independent aim.
Yep.
And you're surging to hit. Clones don't surge.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's
so it's a really consistent dice pool. And your overrun attacks ignore cover.
Yep.
Ignore shields, because shields are only against ranged attacks. And the fact you can hit things that are in melee is the thing that really makes them quite good.
Completely agree. So Jeff here, he's popped the HQ uplink on the land speeder. Yep. He's given an order to a squad of vets who have given one to an FD. He's then gone for a second squad of vets who have gone to a Mark II, and then I believe there's his squad of fleet troopers. No, sorry, not his fleet troopers.
Would it not be the?
So there's the 3 squads down by the middle objective there, the middle piece of terrain in his deployment zone. There's the FD and there's the...
Yeah, so I think he gave an order to each of the vets, which gave it to the Mark II.
In fact,
the third order to the FD.
So yeah, the FD isn't near any vets. So
no.
the two vets and the FD.
He's got. Is it
the Mark II?
Is it the fleets behind the FD?
Fleets, no, the fleets.
Oh no, they're Ewoks.
The fleets are actually behind the land speeder.
Right.
Because what I noticed in the last game was that he was using them to spotter the land speeder.
Yeah.
The land speeder then compulsory moves, has an aim for its quite good attack.
It's a range 4 attack as well.
It is.
This is what Jeff was saying. Like it's, I think they said it's 8 dice at range 4.
Yeah,
now,
with impact and ion.
Yeah.
That's not what Ollie wants to say. Especially because the interaction with ion against the buses is really interesting because it turns off a shield because it's ion.
And he doesn't have. He could roll like only 1 hit, and he strips a shield.
Yeah, so he doesn't even have the option to spend the shield. So then he will still have a hit to cancel. So he could effectively 1 hit.
You get a freebie hit every attack.
You could take 2 shields.
Yep.
And then obviously if he does a wound, he's taking an action, which is huge against the bus.
And if he gets timing right, then he can double tap it, so that the bus can't activate.
Do you know what?
At all.
I've done that in a previous game. I was playing Bistan, and I played it against a Republic list, and it was a saber tank, and I double ioned a saber tank, and it was the single best thing I've ever done.
It makes you feel so bad because like the person's got 160 points and they just can't activate or do anything. It's basically it turns it into a pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And well, at this point, my friend, it was against a friend called Sam. He was trying to pull R2 to strip the ion token before the saber tank came. But the saber came first.
That's where you need order control.
It's absolutely where you need order control.
I mean,
so Jeff taking his compulsory move with the land speeder to get exactly range 4 on the bus.
And keep it in the front arc.
Keeping it in the front arc. But if it's not quite the front arc, he does have the free pivot. There we go, free pivot from wedge. He's going to take the attack and then he's going to recover to get back all of that tech that he's had and the HQ uplink.
Yeah.
So looking at this, Ollie has only put a single unit of Black Sun in that deployment, like you said. So he is gonna. It looks like he would use that second bus that's a little bit further to the edge of the table to block off those bikes, the line of sight to the bikes. But I suppose we'll have to see. Just getting a line of sight check up the see some cover options. You can see Andy's head just poking in, because of course the cover is relevant because the cover would go before impact. Even though it's full armor, the cover would still cancel the hits before it goes to the armor. It goes to impact, sorry. Oh, Chris, Crocs is not a good look. In the chat, give us a shout. Right, Croc yes or Croc no? Are Crocs socially acceptable? I'm saying Croc no. What units are just
And swoops.
Fleets is interesting.
I think it's
probably
So there were 4 hits in 1 crit. So you took away the cover, and after the cover there were 4 hits on a crit. Before you remove the dice out, I go, okay, I'm not going to swing my shield to get rid of the crit. And then you impact 3 means I'm rolling 3.
Shields are done after impact.
So it impacts up anyway. So there was 4 hits and a crit in the dice tray.
Yes, that's 4.
So that's 4.
You spend your shield on.
Okay, so on the Oh, here we go. Croc, yes. John, you've gone down in my expectations there, man. It's Croc, no. So Chris is watching the stream wearing Crocs. So we've decided that the chat is going to decide if it's socially acceptable Croc yes or Croc no. It does not depend on the weather, Chris. It's just a straight up no. So Ollie taking some early wounds on that bus there. That bomb on the fleet, sort of, or on the land speeder? Okay, so Jeff's bombs are on the land speeder, Dinjarin, and the swoop bikes. So, as expected, the fastest units in his list.
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense.
As you say, the fleets is an interesting one because he could have.
It's on the land speeder, not the fleets, because they were deployed very close, so it could have looked like the.
He hadn't updated where the bomb was while he was doing the shot.
Exactly.
That makes more sense now.
So this is actually quite an interesting play from Ollie. So he's only put one squad of Black Sun in, which kind of puts Jeff off from sending those 3 fairly key units off to that deployment. Because yes, there's only one squad, but it's diverting all of your resources away from Ollie's massively run up and punch you in the face list.
But Jeff only needs to get all 3 bombs in that left-hand corner, which isn't hard, and kill that unit to make sure that R2 gets there safely, and that's 4-3.
But he does then need to survive, because it's R2 in the land speeder.
He does, but R2 just goes and sits in that corner, and Jeff just feeds everything else. It doesn't matter. As long as R2 lives, he wins.
So here we go. So Jeff playing fairly sensibly with the bikes, and like we were saying earlier, doing what Ollie was one of the people I saw do it first, where generally in a blizzard list, your bikes are really aggressive. But Ollie has no problem in doing handbrakes for 4 turns, and then
it's conserving the activation, because yes, you can get something off, but unless you're trading high, like up, and you kill 2 units for your 1 bike, you're just doing a swap. Where later in the game, it's harder to remove them because it's 6 health with cover and obviously naturally before you get anything on the board.
Yep.
And if you're playing things like key positions and stuff, you can displace, you can block off deployments because they're vehicles. It's better to keep them for later in the game, and it's safer than rather just throwing them at the enemy, hoping to kill a unit, and then you trade up, like trade 1 unit for a unit. No, there's no benefit for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they did deploy in the bus, didn't they? The Black Sun.
So there's 2 Black Sun
the other
in
ones
the
are
bus.
behind there, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's obviously the Magdets in the bus, the scatterguns not. So that's definitely the right way of doing it, because obviously anything coming up, if Ollie can get a shot, he's getting Pierce on his attacks. So.
How many did he save on the bus? I can't see how many.
I believe
wounds.
the bus has taken 3 wounds, but let me check.
Okay, so he saved 1, 2.
Did you
Cool.
take an ion?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 and an ion.
Okay.
That's not bad into the bus. That's
No, I mean,
That's kind of what you're hoping for,
he only got
really.
4, so that's kind of acceptable.
yeah. So Ollie, compulsory move with the swoop. Do you know what? I would accept them for any kind of surfing. It's like, that's where Ugg boots started, was post surfing.
Nice.
Because it was sheep's wool, I think, as a liner, something like that.
Yeah.
And it meant that it would wick away the water and the sand, so you'd wear them up like when you get out of the surf to your car, and they just became a fashion accessory. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. What's up, David? Yeah, land speeder in the finals.
It's no different to Doc Martens, were a working man's boot. It used to be like £5,
and then it turned into the Goff shoe of choice.
And now they're like £200 a pair.
Here we go. So it looks like Ollie's going to be able to drop a bomb turn 1, uncontested.
I don't think that's a bad choice, because Jeff's got no units that are anywhere near
Yeah.
So Ollie could drop 2 bombs this round and not have to worry about detting them. He's pretty safe that he can just get them done.
I mean, it's pretty safe. Yeah, you could drop all of yours in the first couple of turns, and they're not going to be contested.
Well, yeah. So if he drops them both this turn, I wouldn't be surprised, and then just detonates them one by one.
What's up, David? Pip pip cheerio. What?
Hope you're all good, David.
Vans Crocs. It just doubles down on how bad they are. Just for reference, this is one of my really good friends in the chat. We're not just picking on a random.
No, we are. We're going to pick on
random commenter.
That would be totally in line with us, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, with the 3rd and 4th place, we obviously have Lee Macken and Timbo.
Yes.
Are we deciding 3rd and 4th based on the SOS of the finals?
It's just played in Shepherd's schedule. So by proxy, 4th place will be whoever lost to 2nd place, and 3rd place is whoever lost to 1st place.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think, especially with having spoken to both players, I don't think they wanted a 3rd, 4th playoff. They were both absolutely exhausted from 3 days of gaming, and Timbo, he may be under one of the tables having a nap. He was still drinking whiskey whilst playing games at 9:30, 10 a.m.
Hair of the dog, definitely.
Oh, I think he had a whole rug made of the dog. It wasn't just the hair, man. It was everything.
I mean, that's what happens when you wheel out a trolley of Jaeger bombs. That's amazing. And as usual, when I'm on stream, my throat's a bit croaky.
It has. I mean, the last days of streaming, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make the first 2 days of the tournament through prior commitments, but we've made it here. Even just for the finals, I think it's
just not commitment enough to the podcast. You might have to reconsider your position on the team here.
Yeah, well, we've had whilst we're talking on the podcast, and there's some moving going on with the swoop bikes. We've been doing the YouTube now for a year. So if you are joining us, if this is the first time that you found us, welcome. We'd really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. We have regular battle reports, we have painting tutorials, we've got some OSL videos coming out which are really useful with Jack, who was here earlier, joined me on stream a little bit.
We've got list building videos coming one day.
Yeah, plenty of list building videos, but none from Andy or Ollie. And then obviously if you've stumbled across our YouTube but don't know about our podcast, we do a podcast every 2 weeks. It's called That's No Moon. If you want to support what we're doing, we have a Patreon. We have a really active Discord which just hit 100 users.
Yeah.
It's the busiest, or the most used Legion Discord, I would say, outside of the main Discord, or maybe the 5th Trooper Discord. But yeah.
If you pre-order merchandise, please go and collect it for end of show, otherwise we're just going to sell it again. If you have pre-ordered merchandise, please collect it now.
You have to forgive the squawk box that we had there.
No, that's not as good as Firm Dice Down.
Oh yeah. UK World Team Championships, Dave Nolan, shout out. Just every so often shouting Battle Gamers was pretty full on. I also want to give a quick shout out to Comscan Gaming. So the order tokens that we're using, you can see we've got blue player and red player order tokens. They make amazing poker chip style tokens. So if you need any, if you want to upgrade your tokens, I would very much recommend using some, checking out Comscan Gaming on Etsy. So Ollie taking a move and a reposition with the bus. I think measuring out for whether the bus is going to take a standby, I would imagine. It's very much Ollie's playstyle there.
Yep. Very passive.
Yeah, a lot of the conventions over here, when we have the PA, it does sound like you're waiting for the subway. You're not wrong. I was pretty stoked to see that you'd got a set of ComScan tokens as well, David.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there we go. Second move from the bus, not a standby.
Jeff got told off for playing with his ComScan tokens.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So, because he was during deployment, and he was just like clicking them, stacking them.
The most satisfying thing to do, but
really
annoying
is.
on stream.
No. It wasn't like it was the X-Wing streamer came over and complained that it was getting picked up by their mics because their commentary table is just to the left of our stream table. And then their actual game is at the other end of it, so we're like mirrored reverse of each other. But yeah, he's like, can you ask him to stop it because like our streamers are complaining about the clicking coming through on the. So
I'm a big fan of that. That's pretty fun.
Oh yeah. So I had to just like, could you keep it to a minimum?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players have these little quirks that you just naturally do, right? Like you're trying to keep especially when you're trying to decide on what's going on. You're drumming on the table, or you're playing with the tokens, or shuffling the bag. So Ollie just trying to work out that second move there. And I think this game's probably going to come down to it, not quite so much as if it was key positions or maybe hostage, but I think there's going to be a lot of micro movements and making sure that you've got exactly the right range. And this is where I find anyway that as a player, declaring your intent becomes really key. Saying things like, I'm going to move to exactly range 3 or just outside of this range, because then once it's been agreed, even if there's nudges or anything like that, that game state is agreed, and that's where you go to. I think
it's
that's
really
such a big
key,
takeaway. I think that was something I learned from playing you.
It's something that I don't care if you're playing on your kitchen table at home or if you're playing at a tournament. I think it's very, very important to do. As you say, it helps outline ranges, what's available to you, because if you like, as you say, so it's been knocked and you're like, oh, I'm within range now to move and shoot you. It's like, well, I was at that exact range.
Yeah, we already agreed
it, and it just saves any arguments of that ever happening. And stating intent is 100% very important.
I think it works really well as well with deployment. If there's some nudges and you're like, oh well, I can get to this box in a single move, and we all know it's always a double move to get to an objective from a deployment,
or a scout
unless you have scout.
Yeah, exactly.
David, it'd be great to see you at WTC next year. We've definitely got room for you with the stream as well. We would love to have you on. And Liam, Jeff does sell his silhouettes. I'm pretty sure that most of Team UK have bought those. I know I've certainly bought them.
The Germans brought some as well. So
I will endeavour to ask him after the game is over. But yes, you normally just DM him.
He has an Etsy store, and it's what is it? It's something Moss Esper, something like that.
We'll find out once he's not.
Yeah, I mean, it might be Moss Esper Cantina or something like that. But if you search for that, you should find him on Etsy. But it's only a couple of quid a silhouette.
And they're really good. Like, having the volume is amazing. And what I think is even better is the bikes. Having where the floating silhouette is on a peg shows that it's exactly where the bike is, because that's the hardest one, because the silhouette, because the model overhangs where the silhouette would be. And it's like a floating hockey puck.
It is, I mean, you can pull it straight in the dice tray if you just lie it down sideways, but So, and it kind of shows how thin speeder bikes are. Now, what's interesting is a sweep bike is actually slightly taller than an Empire bike. But they're pretty much the same. Like, it's very marginal in the height difference, just because of what the sweep is. And then obviously the bigger one you've put in the tray is actually the land speeder. So again, interesting that there is a gap underneath. So it doesn't block line of sight, but you can also still get that shot. But it also means if you've got some terrain on the floor that is literally very low lining, the line of sight obviously starts higher up. So that's very important from when working out line of sight. And then Jeff's also got the FD cannon one there is a full circle.
It's pretty big.
It's really big. And then he's got a Mark II and his standard trooper one.
Because again, the Mark II sits slightly higher than a standard trooper.
It's ridiculously higher in comparison.
It's almost double the height.
Maybe. It's not far off actually. No, it's about 1.5, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just over.
Yeah. Nothing.
Ooh. Nothing on the full vet squad there.
Yeah, but he's shooting and moving.
He is shooting and moving. You're not wrong. But you wanted to get. You would hope that there would be at least one surge in there.
Yeah, I think because the bus is double moved, he knows that the Black Suns aren't getting out this turn.
And if they are, they're getting out behind the line of sight blocker anyway.
I don't think you do.
I don't think they do either.
I think Ollie. I mean, he's got enough that if somehow I don't know Jeff does like 10 wounds to the bus quite quickly, then he can jump out and is in the same position.
Yep.
But I think Ollie's taken the calculated risk here that the land speed has been the hit. That's his high source of impact. There's the FD, but there's not enough to kill a bus in one go. So he's just double moved, got in position. Next turn, then Black Suns are getting out. Not this turn.
Yeah. And I think one interesting thing about Ollie's list is that he doesn't really care about his command cards either. Like, obviously the 1-pips are there, he's getting the priority, but he's never ordering that many units anyway. At the most, it's just the buses, right?
Yeah, and that's it. Like, he wants to give out 2 orders at most, and that's to the buses.
Yeah.
And the only thing he's really ever trying to play the command cards is just for priority. Otherwise, he probably doesn't care on the ordering. Obviously, the downside to Shadow Collective is usually that you don't get to control when you go with your units, but in return, you're getting all these tokens.
Yep. Especially the way that these Black Sun are kitted out. Obviously, I think it's fair to say that Lila was the one that started the Black Sun wave with the Magdets and the Vigos.
I think bringing them into, like, people were running them, but I don't think people were using them as effective.
Them, right? Yeah, and having them with the bus and moving behind the bus.
I think she definitely brought to light the full effectiveness of them.
Absolutely.
And how efficient they are, and people kind of were maybe sleeping on it and not realising.
Well, she kind of took Worlds by storm last year. You know, she knocked out some pretty, like, Kyle was arguably one of the favourites to win.
At that year it was, definitely, yeah. If I was a betting person at that point in time, obviously it would have been like on Luke Cook or Kyle to take that home.
Yep. Well, because Kyle and Luke was the final of the first ever Worlds, right?
Correct.
2019.
Yeah. Indeed. So again, that's why, and he's won like.
I mean, he's an amazing player.
Gen Con, I think he's won a couple of big
majors. For
sure. Some big US events. I mean, we're now starting to get a lot of accolades. So Jeff's never won a 2-day event.
Is he not?
No.
See, I would definitely have thought they had, because Jeff is such a good player, and he always seems like he's in the top brackets. And he was a part of Team UK for World Team Championships. He
was indeed, yep.
And he was also, like we said, he was top 32 and top 64 at Worlds. So progressively getting better each year. And the amount of games that he gets in, and he just knows the theory, and he's a much better player than I am.
I think he's won like single day events. He's usually making the top 8 or the final, kind of like top 4 kind of in UK 2-day events. But as far as I'm aware from knowledge, that I don't think he's won a 2-dayers. Ollie finally got his first one last year.
Because that was MKGT. Was that the first one? No, because he won Daventry.
He won Daventry as his first one, which was like a 30-something odd players, wasn't it?
That was the first one the first event that we ever streamed.
The Last No Moon. Then he won MKGT as his second one, but that's it. Like,
and then he obviously won Worlds.
That's not very. Like, who cares about that?
That wasn't in the UK,
no.
So we can ignore it.
But most other UK 2-day events, they're all usually won by Germans or Polish.
Traditionally, the UKGE has been what, other than yourself, you won the first one, right? And then other than you, it's been
Johannes won it the year before me, I think.
Okay, so between over 4 years, it's been won by 2 Germans and a Polish player. So it's going to be a new champion for Games Expo.
I remember Finn won. It was Finn Johannes in the final. in LGT, and then it was Johannes and Finn again at UK Games Expo.
So that was the four black from a Mark II there.
It's a wound. Was that on a bike?
That's on a bike, yeah.
That's a bomb carrying bike. But I'm assuming it's dropped that now. But looking how close it is, it must have dropped it.
That's within range 1 of a deployment. So it would make sense.
So that's 2 he's dropped at range 1? Oh, he hasn't dropped that one, he's kept it. Yeah, so
that would be a standby that got triggered, so that would be why he hasn't done it.
Right, so he's going to drop it in a second.
Yeah, so now I would imagine that he's going to drop it as close as possible to that turbo laser turret.
Yep.
Just so that it's out of the way. It's not going to be retrievable. And the interesting thing
I don't think Jeff ever cares about it. He's not going to try and deny it. He's just like, I've got my job. My job is to get R2 over there and kill that unit so R2's safe.
Because if we break it down, I think they both could. It should be fairly easy for both of them to score 3 bombs.
Yeah.
So it does just come down to whether Jeff can score R2's secret mission.
And I think Ollie can quite happily drop it here and then detonate it later when he's safely out the way as well.
Yeah, because
so he doesn't have to risk taking damage.
And the other interesting thing about R2 being in the land speeder is that he can heal, because he still gets his actions, because he's not in a closed transport, it's an open transport, so he can still heal, which is pretty clutch.
One thing that you might not know is R2 can technically take a standby, and then when the speeder moves, he doesn't lose it.
Yeah, because the vehicle's moving, not the unit.
Yeah, that's a really weird.
It's an interesting get around, because it's only that and the tank, the Imperial tank can do it, right? Because everything else is a closed transport.
Now, if I remember right, though, you can't spend the standby to disembark. I can't quite remember, but I'd have to double check it.
No, I think that's correct because Dave was saying he had to pull the strings to disembark, which is different. David saying he used to run 1 or 2, but Lila blew everyone's mind with low activation BSE spam. Absolutely true.
Yep.
Had some traction in the USA, but not that popular. It was the same here. I think it's because there was a bit of a bar of entry with the price point. People would have to buy 6 boxes.
Yes.
Whereas the cheapest way to buy Shadow Collective was to buy 2 or 3 of the starter boxes, and then you'd have a couple of units, even kitted out the same way. But slightly different. What's up, Blasters?
All the podcasts joining.
Yeah, nice. Joining Stabcast Europe's coverage of UK Games Expo.
Obviously, we're the better of the Stabcast affiliations.
Well, we realised that we are the most winningest of all the podcasts.
Roll Tide, mate. Roll Tide. ACO's got that team championship on, hasn't it, David? I think as well.
Oh, interesting. So this looks like this is some Ewoks making a move up.
Do you reckon they're going to try and dive on them Black Suns?
That would be an interesting trade, because even if they just tie them up for a couple of turns, Ewoks are so cheap, and they've got charge from the call to arms, so they can still get quite a nasty attack.
I like the idea of that. Like, it's not inexpensive, because it's like, what, 35 points for the base unit?
35 points plus 5, so it's 40 points.
Yeah, that's
I think it's 40 points. But even at 45,
that's 40 points, which is the same cost as a normal rebel unit, and you like, all right.
Because I think 35 is the.
Is that the the slingers?
I think that's the slingers.
So they're 40 base, and then.
Because what I made an absolute blunder
45,
of. 45. So 40 points plus the 5 for call to arms. What I made a blunder of on Saturday last week is that the core, which is what Jeff has, they roll black dice in melee, not white dice like the special forces. So I played a whole game, very nearly won, rolling downgraded dice. So, that on a call to arms turn is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So
and because it's a big squad, it's what 6-man squads, aren't they?
Squad,
that's 6 black in melee.
6 black in melee, not too bad. So Ollie moving up with his single action on the bus because it's ionized from the land speeder. Now, there's no way that the Black Sun are getting out of that this turn anyway.
Well, so what he's marking here, if you see that range 2 stick, obviously sticking out of the land speeder.
Yeah.
And I got caught about this the other day, that when the Black Suns get out, you obviously, because normally you're thinking, it's only 3.8 inches, or like the distance for measuring the speed 1 move.
Yep.
But with disembark, you have to remember you've got the
for the width of the base as well, right?
which actually means then your speed 1 move is actually further than range 1. So when you get out, you're like range 2 in a bit, nearly range 3. So if he's lined that up and gets a good shot, that land speeder could take a few wounds.
So there's a couple more wounds on the bus there.
But it does have shields.
Here we go. So the core guys that were in there. So the shields are already down.
I knew he'd ask that.
There we go.
Yeah.
The question that we were just pondering on, can you disembark with a standby, has been asked. So here we go. So Ollie disembarking from the bus with that speed 1 move, getting to range 2 of the land speeder. Now this is going to be where that comes in really important, whether R2 can get out, move out of range 2, or if R2 is going to get shot, he will be in heavy cover, but if you take out the threat of R2 in secret mission, this becomes a very different game.
Tricky, then they make a speed 1 embark or a disembark move during a move action instead of making another movement. So
that would imply that you can, because you can make a movement.
I did think you could, because there's always the conversation. That's alright.
We're saying yes.
Yes, yeah.
I gave him the thumbs up. So,
yeah. Oh, you gave him the thumbs up?
Yeah. I presume disembark is a move action, therefore could be some specific language that stops it. You've just read, and as the head judge, I'm going to make a ruling.
To do, a trooper may make a speed 1 embark or disembark move during a move action instead of making another movement. So obviously with a standby you get to do a move action. He says, as he's doing this all while talking, perform the standby action, place it on the battlefield, a unit can blah blah blah. During activations, blah blah blah, it may spend a standby token to perform a free attack action or a free move action.
So there we go. So R2 has just disembarked and moved backwards away from that Black Sun shot.
Oh, because that would have been really clever. Ollie just ignores the land speeder and just shoots R2
that would
in it.
100%. That's where I was thinking, is if you can kill R2,
because it's open transport, you can always shoot the thing that's in it.
And he doesn't care about heavy cover with that many dice.
No, of course not.
But I would imagine that he's probably still going to go for that shot on the land speeder, because if you can, even with, he's going to have cover, it's armor 2.
Yeah, I think this is going to be pure chip, 1 or 2 wounds at best, and that's mainly just because he's got shields on that land speeder.
There's a crit.
I think that was 4. He's got a reroll. 5, 6, 7.
7 down to 6. Oh, he's shooting a squad. He's shooting the squad of skirmishers.
Oh.
No, it is the vets.
Alright, so it's taking out the firepower.
So
that's interesting.
Well, taking out vets means that you can't then coordinate to the Mark II or coordinate to the FD, because that's what he was using to really good effect in the last game. Was making sure that pizza gun could always just recover shoot. It's got LTA, so it has an aim, and that's quite a good dice pool at range 5.
Yeah, that's quite a nice hit that was.
Oh, measuring out a Mando dive into Black Sun here.
I don't think it's bad.
So if he moves, that means that bus can't be issued orders, and if he plays a card that like if he plays assault that you have to give out 3 orders,
Yeah.
he's going to be denying some.
I don't think Ollie cares
I
about
don't
that.
think he cares,
Like,
but it's a thing he can do.
oh, completely.
So Mando's made a
I think
first move.
he's going to play a 1-pip to dive in Mando.
I completely agree, and then it'll be a roll off.
Has he got? What's he got on his staff? No, he's got
No, he's got the
spear
ammo.
and man. Oh, for
Yeah.
the immobilized. So if, when he does dive, he can't just
so
engage.
he's got that. He's got comms jammer. Having the immobilize is great.
Yeah.
And if you can get like Black Sun are still quite good in melee, but if you can take away their
Yeah.
effective range attack,
But you can have a dodge because you got your independent,
Yeah.
and you've got red surge in saves, so you're pretty good.
looks like he's just taking a minute just to think on Mando there.
Yeah, see if it's worth diving
Well,
or not.
especially because he's got a bomb as well. So
Now, it goes back to that. If Mando does dive, it does mean he can get hit both swoops because you can do overrun on the melee.
not wrong, but his swoops are quite far away.
They are at the moment, but because of that red saves on the Black Suns,
Yep.
it might take Din a little while to kill him.
You would think, yeah.
Is it because he's got lethal 1 naturally on his vibro knife,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
But it's only a 5 dice pool, right? Because
Yeah.
it's 2 dice on the
Yeah, it's
on his vibro knife, and then
It's
3.
6, isn't it?
No, the vibro knife's 2 black, lethal 1,
Oh, it's 2 black,
and then you're
3
getting
black,
so it's 5 black, lethal 1, suppressive, and immobilized 2, which isn't bad, but it's not tearing through red saves, especially when you have a surge token.
That's it.
But then you're also losing the bomb into melee that's potentially not within range to score.
True.
What's the YouTube channel?
That's No Moon podcast.
Can I take a picture?
Yeah, push come man.
Search that on Google.
So we're on YouTube. We've got a podcast as well. So you'll find it.
It's a drink, right? It will explain what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so we're sitting here talking about see the tactical decisions and everything like that. So we're not covering the general basics of the game, but we do have video content that does go over that and explains the concept of the game, like at an introductory level. And then obviously after that,
So Jeff
you're-
just moving up
you then work
Mando.
your way through the content, work your way up on what you want to learn. Like obviously from here we're streaming the finals, so obviously it's a bit more
And he's gonna
in depth, but it's still
shoot
great
into
to
the
watch
Black
and learn and
Suns.
obviously see how the game plays.
After 1 aim is a crit and a hit, which makes it 2 PS1 for Ollie to defend. Oh, 2 wounds on the Black Sun.
Do you play any other war games, like 40k and stuff like that?
And that is the
Yeah.
that is the end of the round. So it wasn't the most bloody of rounds. So we've lost 4.
Oh, because Jeff, you said that you came.
Sorry, we lost a couple of Black Sun minis, and we've lost a squad of vets. So so Jeff is still going to be up on.
And so
Still be up on activations.
You'll see there's like bombs on the map. Yeah,
Just the bombs just going
yeah.
off
So they've
here.
got 3 each. You have to get it to your opponent's deployment zone. Each one you get there is also 1 victory point. And then obviously if it ties at 3 each, then it goes to who kills the most.
Here we go. So 1 bomb to Ollie.
Yeah.
Currently none
So,
to Jeff.
You drop him in your opponent's deployment zone, so there's a chance they can get there and disarm it as well, or they can kill the bomb carrier. Yeah.
So going back to the going back to command cards, I'm not 100% sure where Jeff is going to go with this.
Most of the time you'll drop it and detonate it that turn, but you won't detonate once. So you can't drop all the bombs once and then go boom boom.
So just regenning some shields now as well.
Tactics, like when do I drop it? Is there a chance that they can disarm it? Because if you leave it there too long, you're giving them the opportunity to run at it and disarm it.
So Ollie, his command hand is pretty obvious. He only has access to 6 cards, so he has to take the 3 generic Shadow Collective cards and the 3 generic main Assault, Push and Ambush. But Jeff has access to a good amount of cards. I'm not 100% sure of his command hand. So once he's decided,
his deployments on the
I'm gonna get his command hand off him, and we're gonna talk through some options.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he has Covering Fire, which is the Rebel 3-pip, which gives him. It's essentially when you're defending an attack, you get to take a dodge on another unit. I believe it's one that doesn't get used very often, but I think trying to be a bit more defensive on the gun line, it's one that Jeff has decided to take, and it's worked quite well.
Yeah. So this looks like Jeff.
Can I just have a look at your command hand? Can I have a look at your command hand? Okay, so Jeff playing This Is the Way, Ollie playing Ploy, so a 1-pip off. Mando gets Relentless in this turn. The other cards that Jeff has, so he doesn't have very many Mando cards. He's got I like those odds, which is Mando's 2-pip. He's got Ploy, Push, and Covering Fire, Assault, and This Is the Way. So Jeff ordering Mando and popping the HQ uplink. I'm pretty sure Ollie and him have discussed the command cards anyway, but Ollie can't hear what we're saying. And I believe his phone's not in his pocket, so nobody's giving him the information. So Mando and the Land Speeder both have orders here. The way that Ollie's command card works is he puts 1 order face down on the command card, so he can use that at any point. So basically everything gets its independent. So Ollie activating his Black Sun, who are going to return fire into Din.
Yearly, we've got 5 other 2-day major tournaments like this. Again, we'll get like 40 to 60 players in each of the World Championships.
So taking a shot into Din in the open, with the aim from independent, gives Din 5 to defend. We're in turn 2 right now, the start of turn 2. I've just updated the overlay, completely missed that, that's my time. Oh yeah, it's definitely hidden information. It's only to the stream, as it's the final, that I wanted to give you the information of what cards Jeff has. Okay, so the Black Sun shot of 5 hits. Din saved everything and took nothing. But then as their second activation, they move backwards.
They hold probably every 1 to 2 months.
So choosing to leave Din where he is, as the only thing that's going to attack him is has now been. Jeff has drawn a core. I would imagine this is going to be a Mark II doing a move and a standby. just to try and give a little bit of area denial there. Nice dice. That is some really nice dice for Mando. I think Ollie's probably less stoked on those. So the Mark II giving some area denial here, so you can't overrun an emplacement. So he's blocking off some movement on the bus there, which is some great play. With another core, Ollie's going to go with the Black Sun at the back of the table. I think he wants to see if he can get a shot on R2D2. I think that's going to be really ambitious, to be honest with you. I would imagine one of the better choices here is going to be to stand by. Yeah, it could definitely go either way. I don't think that this is anywhere near decided. If you've been enjoying the streams, we would really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. We've been doing regular videos for about a year. We also have a lot of streams at major events. We're going to be doing more over the next year. All the 2-day majors we're going to be streaming, as well as potentially some 1-days. Okay, so instead of the squad that he was measuring from, I think he's probably going to wait for more people to activate, try and get some better shots before he goes. So Black Sun at the back of the table, moving behind the bus, and then they're going to take a shot into the Mark II, try and just get him off the table, stop him from blocking the bus. Spinning the aim from independent. Oh, that is a pretty heavy dice pool of 5 PS1, and that is a dead Mark II. So that was a great play to try and block off the bus, stop it from advancing. But unfortunately, Black Suns are pretty nasty, especially into white dice. So that puts them at activation parity at 9 apiece. If you were looking for some silhouettes that Jeff makes, the yellow silhouettes that we've been using on stream, is on Etsy. It's Mos Espa Bazaar. Yep, you can overrun it, but with the bus, it's going to block it.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what you missed, Andy, was at the start of the turn, the Black Sun in the middle by the central piece of terrain.
Yeah.
Took a shot into Din.
Yeah.
5 hits. Din saves all 5, and then they move back. Jeff moves an emplacement to block the bus.
Nice.
Which was a real key move. I didn't see that coming, but blocking the bus from moving is pretty strong. Ollie then activates the Black Sun at the back above the middle behind the bus.
Yeah.
They move out to get line of sight on the emplacement, and then the emplacement is gone.
Right.
which brings us back to where we are now. Jeff just deciding what he wants to activate. Ollie was deciding for a little while if he wanted to go with the Black Sun at the top left. He was trying to work out if he could get range on R2, I think, because again, he's kind of target number one.
Yeah.
You've got to get him off the table.
And sometimes, like, to me, that looks like a huge distance. But in reality, it's probably a lot closer than you realise.
Well,
now they're putting range sticks down, you get a bit more of a...
absolutely.
Helps us judge the actual distance.
With the range from R2, from the squad, he's a speed 1 move to range 2. But from the unit leader, which is just at the edge by the tip of the wing, he's a lot further away than everything else. So he was about a speed 2. So he couldn't quite get there just yet. Oh, Liam talking about bringing us a quality dice cam. That would be amazing, Liam. Bringing that up to Sheffield would be very appreciated. So Jeff's still taking a moment here to think out what he wants to do. I think the use of standbys is probably going to be really clutch. I think with things like emplacements, that's what I would be doing.
That shows, as you say, like Jeff using the emplacements to block them buses. It's quite key.
So there we go, Jeff backing up, and then he's going to make exactly a range 3 shot on the bus.
Yep.
Which again, the range of a Black Sun is more than. If you're at range 3, you're safe.
Yeah, it's exactly range 3 is the key thing.
And there's a.
Oh no, he shot into the swoop, wasn't it?
Oh, into the swoop.
Yeah, so I think he's making sure that he's far enough away from the bus.
Yeah, and then there's a wound on the swoop line. There we go. We got the subway announcer again.
From platform 4, we'll be departing the 10:04.
Okay, so again, I think Ollie's gonna just check some ranges here.
And unfortunately, because we only have the one camera angle, that wing is up in the air. It's not flush to the ground.
Yeah, so you can walk underneath it unhindered.
We'll get that second camera for next time. And so it was nice when we had it at Worlds. It's like where you could constantly flick between the two.
Absolutely. And we've had it in the past. It's just having the right equipment. But we're getting there. This is still early days.
As you said, we've only been doing this a year.
Yeah.
Full flick there. Ooh. We had the full flick motion.
Yeah. The patented Ollie flick.
Yeah. So we'll take 1. We'll take 2.
So after armour and cover, it looks like Ollie's still giving him 4
left after armour. So I had 7. Cover. Armour. 2 PS1. Cool.
So 2 shields. Oh, 2 PS1 and he gets perfect. So he just takes 1 wound from 7 hits.
For a Black Sun squad, that's huge.
I mean,
anyone would have that any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, especially on white dice, getting two blocks on the whites is nice.
And you've still got R2 who's just going to hit, who can heal that off.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, the downside here is though that a thing that does. If I'm Jeff.
Yeah.
I focus that squad.
100%. I was just going to say, at this point now, you really focus that flank because the threat has gone.
If you can kill that squad, then R2's home free.
Mm-hmm. Well, so if you're R2, because the land speeder hasn't gone, do you try and get R2 before the land speeder, re-embark?
So this unit here by the bunker's bin.
Yep.
So that means R2 would be safe, but I think
because there's nothing in the bus.
I think it does expose R2 to a shot from the unit over here.
Well, I think
if the unit inside the purple bus can activate first, then you do exactly what you say. Like you get in the bus.
So I think this all comes down to what Jeff pulls out of the bag and at what times. And because Ollie is also completely just restricted to. There's no improvised orders in either of these lists, which is a funny one because that card, in my opinion and experience, has become the most valuable command card.
So Jeff's deciding here with this. Oh, it's the Ewoks.
It's the Ewoks.
Oh,
So and they've got call to arms.
Yeah.
So they've got charge. He's got a full boat of 6 black dice with charge.
But what this now means is it means R2's 100% safe.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can just walk up there. It doesn't. And Jeff said
Well-
this in this plan. He said, all I do is just people are like, how are you scoring secret mission? He goes,
He told
I just
me
walk in.
he has scored secret mission in every game this weekend,
That's
which
Wow.
is that makes this the 7th
what?
game. No, 8th game.
Eighth
right?
game, yeah,
So
eighth
he's
game.
scored secret mission in 7 of 8 games so far.
I think he's going to score 8 for 8.
I think he's going to score 8 for 8. Yeah. I mean, maybe the meta has forgotten how much of a menace the bin on wheels is.
Heel on wheels.
Okay, so 2 with call to arms, 2 blacks,
Yes, 2
2
hits. Yeah. Kills one.
and kills 1.
yeah, but
I mean,
that's great.
you can't be upset about that. You're,
No.
you're killing a surgeon
5
red dice essentially with
Yeah,
the
for
with
5
the surge.
points.
Yeah.
And look, they've got in there safe. Like, yes, the Black Suns are going to kill him to death, but that's next turn. They've
Yeah,
been.
absolutely. And because they've got 2 choices, they're either murdering. They don't have enough dice to kill the squad in one go.
No, they don't now.
So
Not
they're
anymore.
either withdrawing, and then all Jeff then does is move back in.
He's just going to. Ollie will just turn around
Yeah,
the page. Let's choose violence.
He will choose violence. He will always choose violence.
I think.
Oh, he's coming through.
Gents.
Ollie just going round to the other side of the table.
I think though it does open up that Din could just go and dive over there and help the Ewoks.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
But I think Din here as well, wherever he is.
Din is he's
wishes-
in
yeah.
fact he's right in front of that squad. So I think what's probably going to happen now is Din. I think Din activates, and I think Din maybe moves standbys so that because if he moves to one side of the bus, he has no line of sight from the swoops to get attacked. Well, no,
No.
he's still within the threat, so he'd be able to move the standby before.
Standby's going to help a lot against this because Ollie only has range 2 stuff, so obviously you're going to trigger a range 2 standby.
Oh, look, here we go. So Din activating, moving the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, so interestingly, he could double move, drop the bomb, hit the squad of Black Sun that have already been with that bomb as it explodes.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's not going to do that.
No, I don't think he needs to. My laptop just came up with photos from OneDrive and said, look back at your memories, and guess the photos are actually absolutely appropriate because they're Star Wars Legion. It's like from
was it
another
probably
event. I think
GE last
it would have been UK Games Expo. No, it wouldn't have been last year.
Maybe the one before.
It could have been last year. I ran last year, didn't I?
Yeah, you ran last year. Yeah.
And that was with because it was the terrain I recognised. It was the terrain I borrowed off Zach. So obviously now I don't need to borrow terrain.
I would also say this is the first time I've been to UKGE, and I think anybody that hasn't come who's I'm an R in, you should 100% try and come. It's
Not just for
such a
tournaments.
big hall, like even for walking around. Like I walked around on the 20 minutes between trying to set everything up, having some lunch, and starting the stream. I mean, you could spend a whole lifetime's worth of wages here. Like, there's so much cool stuff. There's one guy who's making Lego lightsaber hilts. He's got the kits and instructions on how to build them.
Nice.
They're pretty cool. There's so many different games that I've never seen before, and you could dive into so many different worlds.
Oh yeah, it's not healthy for you.
Hey Rob, how you doing? So the lists, you will like this list. We have Jeff versus Ollie in the final. So Jeff is playing what I like to call Rebel Soup. So let me bring that up because it is, in the words of Ollie, it might win 1, maybe 2 games at a push.
Not 7.
And he's won. He's currently
six.
he's won 6 and made it to the finals. So it's Din Djarin with Tenacity, Comms Jammer, Emergency Stims, the Jetpack, and the Ambam. It's R2 with nothing, a Fleet Trooper with Electro Binoculars,
Ooh.
2 Veterans with CMOs, a Mark II, Ewok Skirmishers with Call to Arms to give them charge, Swoop Bikes, an FD cannon with link targeting array, an overcharge generator, and a land speeder with a Gonk droid, with Wedge, with the RPS rocket, with an ion blaster and an HQ uplink.
didn't kill 2 Black Suns there.
Lovely. Oh, because he has Relentless. He's doing the 1 pip.
No, it's not the 1 pip. I don't think, is it?
Oh, yeah, no, it is. It's,
Oh,
yeah,
it is? Oh,
yeah,
right.
It's this is the way. So yeah, he's Relentless. So double
Yeah,
move.
so he shot that unit.
Yeah, so it's really whittling them down.
Yeah, but Ollie just brought one back, I think.
Okay, and then with Ollie, he's playing 4 squads of Black Suns, 2 with the Vigo and the Scattergun, 2 with the Magdet, the Vigo and the frag grenades. He's got 3 squads of swoops, 2 buses, both with jammers and medics, and 1 with the raiding party leader. And yeah, I knew that you would like that, Rob, and I would imagine that you're probably going to give a list like this a go. He saved 5 of 5 earlier. He didn't say Mando always saves these, but we all know that he does.
Yep, R2's just scooting along.
Trundling along. The hero of the rebellion. In like we were saying earlier, this is his 8th game, and in the 7 games he's currently played, he's scored secret mission in all 7 games.
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't score in this game. Just the way them Ewoks have tied up.
Yep.
Din's right next to him, so Din can now offer support next turn. He can dive into that melee.
And he can immobilise them. Then they can't withdraw.
I don't think he's never going to withdraw. He's just going to punch them.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what target Jeff chooses to go with the land speeder.
Yeah.
I think he needs to.
Well, I think you work on whichever bus hasn't activated. I think that's the one you try and ironise. Or whichever one has taken the most wounds. So
yeah, so you can finish it off.
And I think the white and black bus.
Yeah.
I think that one only has 1 active shield, so you would turn that one off instantly.
And straight into saves. Yeah. I think the purple one's got no.
No, the purple one definitely has a shield. It's got 1 shield and a standby.
What did you say?
So so the purple bus has 1 shield. So swoop bike's activating. This is the squad of 1 bike. So it's just measuring it up here. Taking a shot. Gets 1 which gets dodged. Is then going to overrun into the vets for 1. Oh, which they save.
From the vet?
Yeah, from the vets. Which leaves that swoop bike in a little bit of a vulnerable position there. He's not that bothered because it's only 1. I think it's 65 points.
Ollie's probably quite aware that it's not a kill point game.
Yeah, it's a kill R2 game.
Yeah.
Or prevent Jeff from scoring his bomb.
It's exactly. Yeah.
It will be kill points if he can kill one of the bomb even carriers. Just 1.
Yeah. So Din's obviously quite safe. He's dropped the bomb way over there. We know the other bombs on.
There's a dodge standby on the FD. Interesting that I wasn't 100% sure if the Black Sun would be in range 5 and try and just take that shot to take out the activation. No, I don't think he needs to.
In theory, because there's lots of things that are going to trigger that standby from the FD cannon.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you don't have to shoot the thing that triggers it.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if the Black Sun disembark the purple bus that's quite aggressively moving, that's when you're going to trigger it when they disembark.
Yeah, you can either shoot them if you've got a line of sight on them, which would be great, or it gives them a chance to focus down one of the buses, because the impact from the FD's impact 3, I believe, is it? Off the top of my head, I believe it's quite decent.
He hasn't got the impact generator, he's got the suppressive generator.
Yeah, so I think naturally, I'm fairly confident it's impact 3.
Impact 2.
Oh, impact 2, okay. And it's surge hits.
Yeah, impact 2, surge hit.
Yeah. So that's 2 saves on a bus, and then with the land speeder.
Oh no, sorry, he's got the overcharge, so he does get the extra impact.
So he's impact 3.
And because he's been recovering, shoot recover.
Yeah.
He should be impact 3.
So that's 3 saves on a bus,
With
and
6
then
blacks. That's not too bad.
yeah, and then the land speeder should hopefully finish it off.
Yeah.
So I think he could kill.
If Jeff at this point can. I think in a perfect world he wants the fleet troopers to go first, spotter and aim to the land speeder.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, why not take a shot into something?
Yeah.
Because you can.
And I think
Then you want the land speeder to take its shot, double move, or single move, recover.
yeah, I think it's single move recover.
Yeah.
But you've got
Slow and steady. That seems to
yeah.
be Jeff's tactic with the land speeder, and I think it's working. And like he said,
Be a tortoise with
know
the
plan,
time as well.
Keep the plan. A lot of stuff going on this side of the table. He's having to go round.
Just stay this side on.
I mean, he doesn't need to move around, does he? Really? He could just stay this side. So the next squad are swoop bikes with the bomb. So I would imagine these guys are going to move, drop the bomb, move, shoot. So compulsory first.
Yeah.
Oh no, 'cause are you dropping the bomb? Can that be at any point in your activation?
Any point, yeah. So you can't.
But picking it up is an action. That's why the vehicles can't re-pick it up.
Yeah. So you can't drop the bomb after your compulsory if you choose to do it as your last thing, because it has to be the last thing.
Yeah.
Some people forget about that, and they've planned out a triple move and then they drop the bomb. It's like, no, you'd have to technically drop it before your compulsory.
It is funny, isn't it? Because you do have to be really aware of which one of. If you're triple moving, you have to be really deliberate about this is my compulsory.
Yeah, because you can only displace on your compulsory.
Yep. Or we got a rules line of sight check.
Right up in the middle.
So we're just getting some line of sight checks to see if every mini in the squad is visible, because it's quite important that Jeff won't lose every model or isn't visible, so that he can't lose every model in the squad.
Find some chow.
So that looked like a line of sight check.
Yeah, it was just to see if the third guy behind that wall was in cover or not, because obviously that third guy determines if they've got heavy cover or not.
See, I wasn't sure if it was just full line of sight, if there was a man hidden, because then the whole squad can't die.
No, it was just about if it's in the open or not, because if it's in the open, that's a really nice attack.
Well, because it's 4 dice?
Yes.
Because they're 2
2
dice
red, 2
per mini.
black, yeah.
That's not a bad dice pool.
Yeah, where if it's so now we just generated suppression.
Yeah,
where that would have been 2 saves.
Because that squad has not yet been, I don't think.
Okay, so they're gonna.
So they'll be suppressed, and
it's a full swoop site, but then there's going to be another shot in a second as well, because the other swoops will come round.
oh yeah, they're pack hunters. They move together.
Well, they are when the way Ollie plays them, and that's
Absolutely.
probably another example of why when you're running bikes in multiples, send them as a pack, because going head on into 3 of them is scary.
Yeah.
So you need to be aware of that.
Do you know what, we were talking about this earlier when we were talking about Liam's Wookiee list.
Yeah.
If you're coming across a Wookiee battle force, I had this against Jordan Hatswell, you don't want to be splitting your fire. There's a lot of them, but you want to focus down single units.
Yeah.
I know that it's going to give you a free move towards you.
But they're going to do it once.
They're only doing it once, and they've only got 12 wounds. So
yeah, if it's a full squad.
So you want to be getting them in. 3 crits on the first roll there from the land speeder. So 3 into the bus.
Bikes, isn't it? That saves 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was saves 2. But then with Ion, obviously.
No, that wasn't the land. Oh, it was. He shot first. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's been shooting first, then taking the move, or recovering, then taking the move. Oh, hey Jordan. That was a great game, and that will be the next video that comes out on the battle reports. Was playing against the all Wookiee battle force.
I think Levity makes a good point. Them sweeps, if they
big time.
Yeah. If they chase down R2, because they're going to be so much quicker, it's not going to be a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah.
They're just going to rip them apart.
Well, looking at where R2 is, in the next turn, he could embark.
Yeah.
And then he's never been seen again.
It's true, but he needs to score his secret mission first. He hasn't scored it yet.
Well, could he? So, for embarking, that's a range 1 from a transport.
No.
You have to be base to base.
You have to be within a speed 1 move where your base ends touching the vehicle.
Interesting. Okay, so where he is now,
that's going to be probably 2 moves.
Yeah. So, well, even with that, he would still then be able to embark.
No. Oh, because it's an open transport.
Yeah, but then
Yeah, because there's a difference between an open transport getting in and a closed one. Closed one, it takes both of your actions to do a 1 speed 1 move to get in, because obviously you've got to spend an action to open the door and close it behind you. And then but with an open transport like the land speeder, it's only a 1 action to get in or out.
So, can they still overrun R2 even if he has a suppression? So that's getting around
again, and that's
keyword.
what. Yeah, it is. Yes, they can, because it's incognito.
There's no other eligible target, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Inconspicuous, isn't it? So yeah, if you've got a suppression of inconspicuous, if it's the only target you can see and shoot, you're allowed to. But there are other options, and with overrun, there's never going to be another option.
Yeah.
Unless you.
Well, I suppose there is a way that there could be another
if you're
option,
going over 2 units at the same time, but you just work around that.
Yeah, and I think.
Yeah, so he wouldn't be able to shoot them; he'd have to overrun them only.
I feel like these guys they're smart enough to know, and they'll work their way around that easily.
You hope so when they're in the final.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
So my question would be this: so where the land speeder is now on top of the difficult terrain, with R2's grounded keyword, he can't climb.
Correct.
But that would be difficult terrain. So would he still be able to move on
difficult
it?
Doesn't mean you can't go on it.
Okay.
Difficult.
So even though it becomes off the floor and it would become technically a height 1 piece of terrain.
No. So as long as he's not climbing, and climb is anything higher than your silhouette.
Lovely.
But you can have difficult terrain that is, what's the official? I always call it obstacle, but it's basically like area difficult terrain, and difficult terrain just slows you down.
Yeah, okay.
And R2's art speed 1 anyway.
Can't be slower than a 1.
So, because that terrain is less than his silhouette, he'll just be able to walk on through it.
Because anybody that has that piece of terrain is normally quite big, but you've cut it down, made it a lot lower profile. Yeah.
See you at the end of the month. Yeah.
I've always been out for it, so I just put my name down.
I'll tag you in it. Nice one.
Well,
safe journey. Good one, Nav. We'll say goodbye to Nav there.
Yep. Top 8 finisher.
Yep.
Jeff just moving some. Yeah, so Jeff's vets that were overrun. He rallied 2.
Oh, nice.
Because Jeff's white dice are absolutely on fire. I think, if he wins, he should frame those dice or get them cast in copper or something. But yeah, double move away. Just trying to give a little bit of distance between the nasty teeth of the Black Sun and the.
And that's quite key. And that's why I think he double moved with that land speeder. So obviously he's gonna recover and get wedge back, so he'll be able to rotate round and shoot whatever he likes at range for.
Exactly.
It's as I say, Jeff has a plan. He seems to be sticking to whatever this plan is. He's concocted.
That's the mantra. Is
you can see him muttering under his breath. We've got the microphones on. We can hear it.
We're going to have to ask him after the game. What is the plan? Hey, Cockles. This is a classic last day of turning up fashionably late.
Yeah, exactly. He's hungover
Halfway
again.
through round 2. No, Liam. Jordan just ran all Wookiees. It was all.
It was Fairy Road.
Yeah, it was.
It really was, because he had the free floaters as well.
Well, you didn't know. So when we played on the battle report, it was all on foot.
Oh, Jordan.
But yeah, no, Liam played Furry Road.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, yeah.
That's definitely got to be your next submission, Liam. List submission, Furry Road.
Here we go. So disembarking from the bus. Some of us have lives. So it's debatable.
It's that dedication to the cause, Cockles, that you're missing out on.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to rethink your part of the pod as well.
Yeah. Maybe we can get a new host in.
So setting off the FD.
Full 6 or 4.
Yeah, so
Because of
six
impact.
down to 4
Yeah.
because of the cover.
I think it's awesome.
No, it's on the Black Sun because it's red dice.
Yeah.
Spencer Surge loses 2.
It's pretty.
It's not bad taking out 4 dice from the attack.
I'll be happy with that, because the FD's not getting shot in return.
Yep.
Now, it does mean that I think Ollie's shooting
I would imagine
the
he's
swoops.
shoot the swoops. Yeah.
Yeah, this could be the thing that helps him get to that win. 'Cause if he can kill that bomb carrier,
Especially because it hasn't moved yet.
exactly. I think Jeff
Well,
wants
it moved around
turn 1.
turn 1.
I think
7.
so. He needs to save
So
2 here to
he
live.
spent a dodge for
So
took a dodge for independent.
So is that
So
save 1?
he needs at least 1 pain.
There's lots of pain.
1 bike lives.
That's all. You only need 1 wound.
Yep.
So I think
So
that probably wasn't
Saving 3 of 6 is
that's
pretty
really
good
good.
on white dice.
I mean, she saved 2, so it's just above average. But
I'll take it.
I think what's important, I think Jeff probably should have done this on turn 1, was just move the bikes into this bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, I agree.
Because then it never put them at risk.
Yeah.
Because that was risky, what's just happened there. He's going to get a nice overrun attack though on the melee.
Yeah. He should have never been in
Danger.
the threat of being it being even
There was
possible.
no need to leave them where they were and risk that. He could have zipped them off into that corner.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Ollie tried to take advantage of that, and the FT helped though, because
It did, because it took out some more teeth. So 4 dice out of that dice pool.
Yep.
Yeah. Andy, currently the final is incredibly close. It's going to come down to whether, our speculation anyway, is that it's going to come down to whether Jeff can score secret mission, and that will be it.
Yeah. Because Jeff's bomb on Din, did he drop it? Is that what that is? No, that is Din with the bomb still.
That's Din with the bomb. He may well have dropped it, but
yeah,
and it will be safe there because the Black Sun,
Are stuck
where
in
they
melee.
are, they won't be able to
Yeah.
get it. The other Black Sun are too far away. Another wound on the Black Sun in melee.
Yeah, then the Ewoks are going to chomp that now, because that's 3 dead.
Yeah, so even the Ewoks, there's 6 black.
Yeah.
If he can take an aim, even better.
Yeah. But it also means what damage then Black Suns are going to do back to the Ewoks. It's now down to 3 dice only. It's a 6-man squad.
And like we said before, he's got another overrun attack that can go in.
Didn't just save twice.
I'm not. Didn't always.
Oh no, that was shield regens.
Ah right, yep. So this is the end of the round. So
Yep.
we're going into turn 3 with the shield.
We're an hour 45 in, which I think is fine, because these earlier turns are probably going to be the most important, because it's all positioning based.
Yep, absolutely.
And then these last couple of turns will probably speed up, hopefully.
Well, generally, as the game goes on, in most objectives, as the game gets bloodier, the rounds get quicker.
Yes, exactly.
It's only things like key positions where it's kind of the other way round in a lot of games.
I mean, it depends on how you play that mission, with key positions. If you're key to victory is pile on turn 6 with all my activations.
Which a lot of them are, right?
Yeah, I think there are some other ones because obviously you want to try and do some chip damage without exposing yourself.
Yep.
But yeah,
it's hard to do though.
It is.
In quite a lot of stuff, a lot of different.
I mean, you shouldn't be exposing yourself in the first place. But
well, especially if you play against something like Lee Macken with Blizzard. You know, as a prime example, if you head to Crafty Terrain's YouTube, there's their latest battle report is key positions against our very own Andy Terrell.
Yeah, I realised the mistake in that.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight is 20/20, right? You've got the perfect
and being able to go back and watch it.
Yeah, and I've said it plenty of times since making these. I've become a better player because I'm watching myself. And I can see my decision process. I can see what I come on.
Is that how you went 0-3 at the last event then?
I didn't go 0-3.
Did you not? I thought you went 0-3.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you won one game?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, no, technically I won 2. And I'm holding Gwaine to that. Because he can't count. That's why
Gwaine can't count.
I would have changed my tactic.
That's all right.
For half of the game.
I'll pair you up next.
I can't make it to the next one, but the one after.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I did win a game.
He's coming up again this month.
Is he?
Yeah,
amazing.
Madman coming all the way from Wales.
Big shout out to Gwaine.
He's bringing Tom though.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah, he's on the Discord.
One of the best players, most fun people to play against.
I think we might even have the whole of Team Wales this month because we're Jack.
It just depends if Cockles is coming.
I think Cockles is. So we've got Jack and Cockles.
Jose,
Tom.
Oh,
I think Jose's going to try and go.
Amazing. Team Wales, where there's not one native Welshman.
Because even Tom's not. He's from.
No, he's from Reading.
No, he's from Liverpool. I think.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. 'Cause he supports Liverpool.
Yeah.
So
incredible. So we've got push and discretion. I think Ollie's going to opt to not give out orders, to give out tokens. That makes sense.
He needs to increase his offensive output at this point.
So I would imagine that Jeff is going to tap the uplink, but I don't think he recovered actually. Let me just check.
With the land speed?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Okay, so interesting. So at this point,
that's probably why he gave it an order, right? If he
well,
has.
it doesn't currently have an order, so
he hasn't given him out, has he?
So there's a couple of orders here. So that looks to me. In fact, let me just check.
Yeah. No, he definitely didn't recover though.
Sorry, he did push, which gives out 2. So I was looking for 3 orders. Yeah, so he went vets to the FD
and
then to the fleet troopers was the other one.
Ah, right.
So there is 3 orders, but I was waiting for there to be a 4th. So Jeff has the priority, which I think he's pretty happy about. Do you know what, Killy? I knew that you would be in for Ewoks, Din and R2. It's got your name written all over it. And I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited to see if Rebels can win because it's been a while since Rebels have been at the top of the table. I know that with Ewoks, there's been a lot of people playing those.
I think a lot of people used to have been saying that as well, that Rebels' only list is really is only Ewoks competitively. And obviously I think Jeff's done a great example of going, no, it's not.
Especially because looking at this on paper, in the last week on the podcast, we were all saying it's trash.
Oh,
and it's not.
That was disgusting from them fleets.
Amazing. Oh, Spencer Surge loses 2.
I can't believe you just got 6 off a fleet.
Yeah, 6 from a naked fleet trooper. That's incredible. So that leaves
Can I salt test them white dice, please?
They've been in the microwave for how long?
Yeah, exactly.
Shadow Scout, what's up? Always joins us on our streams. It's good to see you.
Hey.
So there's Black Sun down to a 2-man squad,
and they only got out like 1 activation ago.
Yeah.
So because obviously they lost 2 from the standby, and then they've just taken 2 more just now.
Yep.
From a disgusting fleet shot.
He had no right hitting that many times.
I think, if I'm honest though, I don't think the Black Suns are the threat. It's
I
them
agree.
swoops.
It's the swoops. Yeah.
They are like, it sounds silly. Everyone used to say swoops are bad.
Do you know what? I've always really enjoyed playing swoops. I don't
Yeah.
know that I would have ever said that they were top tier competitive, but
Ollie likes to prove you wrong.
I mean, yeah, not even Ollie. Like even when Evan played it, he went really
Yeah,
far
he
with
went-
it. He had a slightly different
That is
configuration.
what- I tried this list for Worlds last year.
Yeah.
It was on my short list. I did a couple of reps of it, and then I was like, it's got legs, but I weren't too sure, and I chose not to go with it, and obviously went with double darks. But obviously Ollie's then seen it, and there's obviously been some points changes between now and then, which obviously has affected the ability of what you can take. And he's really honed down and refined the list to where it is.
I think taking he kind of took the best of both worlds between Lila's list and Evan's list, in that the Black Sun spam is what gives it some teeth, because previously I think there was a lot of pikes in the mix with the
did Evan
with
take
the Fury
pikes, did
wrist.
he?
I
Right.
think so. It might have been a bit of a hybrid between the two.
Because I think the one I took was very similar to what Johnny was running.
Oh yeah,
So I took 2 buses, 3 swoops, and Cad Bane.
yeah. See, I played it similar with Bosk, which I
Yeah.
think is what Johnny was running.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Johnny was running with Boss, I ran it with Cad Bane. And at the time, I enjoyed the swoops for sure,
Yep.
but I didn't really see the effectiveness of them. I
Yeah.
guess. But now there's been overrun changes.
I
And
think for me, it was that they were cool minis, and that's a big part of Star Wars. Is
I
that
mean, mine are grey, but yeah.
well, mine are now grey.
have you rebuilt them?
Not yet. They're still in a box. So, for anyone who doesn't know, all of Ollie's minis that are painted with more than 3 colours, I have lent him. He has then replaced them with
Yeah, I was
grey
gonna say, they're not
plastic.
lent anymore, are they?
No. I told him he could keep them if he replaced them. So I'm still waiting on 1 box of swoops and 1 box of Black Sun. But that's nearly 4 Black Sun and 3 swoops been replaced.
Din's not in the speeder. He's just slightly off next to that.
By the tip of the wing.
By the wing. It's just put 2
2
tokens down.
It's where the bomb is. I think you need to take the independent.
I know.
Just a bit of a discussion on independent.
It's a May. So independent is a May.
Okay, so unfortunately, top table means that you are punished for some mistakes, and if you forget to do
I'm
things,
going to give Ollie a bit of grief on that.
I would be inclined to do the same, especially considering the MK interaction last year, where it went the other way.
Obviously, what's happened there is technically Jeff missed his timing. So obviously, start of the round, you give out your independence, and he forgot to give Din his aim in a dodge. Now, because independent is a May, Ollie's enforced that basically they're too far into the round.
And do you know what? He is well within his right to do so, because the round has started and they've played a couple of activations.
But why would you never not take it?
Exactly. It's not what I would do.
I think
personally.
it's a bit different when it comes down to an or, like aim or dodge for the swoops.
Yep. Yeah, because you have a choice to make.
Yes.
Whereas with Din, you take both.
You get both,
Yeah.
and why would you ever not? So yeah, I'd say not the friendliest of things to do, but he is within his rights.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is top table. You're in the top table. It's
Now,
how it is, right?
One thing I have seen some people do is they say at the start of the game, they just go, just in case I forget, my swoops are always taking a dodge.
I always take a dodge with my swoops.
Yeah,
And
no,
I did that with Lee as well. I
Yeah.
said, if I forget, just remind me, because they will always take a dodge.
And that goes back to what you said earlier about having that verbal, like where you're...
You're declaring your intent, right?
Declaring your intent. So you're just going, my independence for the entire game a dodge, unless I stay otherwise.
Yep.
And that way you're protecting yourself, and that way he could have gone, yeah, but I did say earlier, I'm always going to do it. And Ollie could
But then you would think, if yours is you only have one option, you would always take it. But
at least if Jeff had said it, he
Yeah.
would have covered himself and said, "Look, I'm always taking it."
yeah, but then I think
it's a May.
yeah,
He's just saying that way. He's enforcing that.
But then I
I'm
think
always choosing
it's-
to take it.
it's a funny one because yes, it is a May,
Yeah.
but we and as Chris says, both players are responsible for the game
100%.
state. But when it's a May,
Yeah.
it's not a given.
So
but
previously, before they made the change of the wording to May,
it was a you have to,
it
right?
was you had
Yeah.
to, and it was both players' responsibilities. So, as Chris says, it is both players' responsibilities, and both players technically could receive a warning for an incorrect game state. But now it's a May, the game state is never incorrect.
Yep.
It is valid, and therefore, no one gets in trouble.
So all I would say for, there would be an argument for, as we said, we will give him some stick because that's,
within our rights.
Yeah, as long-time friends, as with the other day, as you mentioned last Saturday, Gawain only realised 45 minutes after our game that he was scoring with 7 units, not 6.
Yep.
So retroactively, I lost the game that I won. But
And you're never going to let us
no,
forget that.
and you wouldn't let me forget that either. So, but because you're on a top table at a 3-day event, yes, this doesn't have a world's invite. It is a bragging rights.
But
if
between the
nothing
two
else.
of them, this is just as important.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
They don't
I
care
think-
it's not on the line.
I
but
think for nothing less than the fact that Ollie said on the podcast that this list will win at most 1, maybe 2 games, and he's got to the top tables in the final. I think it's as if this is the Worlds.
Yeah.
Is how these two players will be treating it.
Yeah. Option is not.
Well, this is how it's been ruled as the as head judges sat with us. It's
I didn't have to get involved.
not
Just-
really.
no.
they've already know
talking,
the wording.
They know the
Yeah.
they know the thing, and because it's a May.
There we go. So, Jeff dropping off the bomb. I would imagine he's going to take a free pivot, try and take a range 4 shot, ironise a bus. That's what I would be doing. So he's made his compulsory move,
Oh yeah,
drop the bomb.
yeah.
Or he's going to recover
is.
as action 1,
Yeah.
which is going to get back all of his tech, which is smart.
Yeah.
I would imagine you're then going to do your free pivot to
Yeah.
have everything in your front arc.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if
Now
that bus
shoot.
is in range 4.
That's so,
Yeah,
like,
easy. Oh, into
going
the
for them
Black
Black
Suns.
Suns.
That's smart. That thumbs win you games, right?
It's not
we
the thumbs. It's the offensive output. The thing that's scary to
Well,
kill
the bus has no guns.
Yeah. And the bus can stop R2 from scoring, but I think if it gets that close, Ding can shoot in the rear, and you can
Yeah.
immobilise the bus.
So
you can punch
Oh,
it.
he could. That's
Yeah.
insane. I've not thought about that.
Vehicles
So-
aren't immune to
Especially with
immobilise.
Pierce, he's got surge to crit.
Yeah.
He could quite easily immobilise the bus. So interestingly here, so the swoops at the bottom have already been.
Yeah.
There's another squad here. I don't think he's got the speed to overrun R2, maybe with the single man, but then he hasn't got enough dice to kill him.
Yeah. Are both them sweep singles? Is there two?
No, there's 2 here.
Yeah.
There's a
four-man.
single one, and then there's 2 further back, just
Yeah.
behind the bus.
Because that's a Mark II. That.
Oh, is that Mark II?
Yeah. Yeah. You see it?
Oh yeah.
Because he's got a unit behind.
Yeah, sorry.
He's got
so
a unit
it's just
here behind the
turbo
graving.
laser, Yeah.
Then he's got a 2-man, 1-man,
Yeah. So
2-man.
there's still five bikes
So,
left
yeah.
alive.
It's this unit here that's going to put R2 at risk because he can do a
Well, they've already
compulsory. Oh, this unit's been.
Yeah, because Ollie's order tokens are
Yeah,
white.
exactly. Yeah, so you're right. But that for next turn, that is threatening.
Yeah, he's got to get
But
out.
then R2's going to double move, so he'll be slightly further away, so that
Yeah.
they're going to get one shot and probably not one kill him.
Yeah, unfortunately, some rules are a little bit ambiguous.
Yeah. I believe, Chris, in the latest rule document, there was a change to like missed opportunities. Like normally, as you say, you'd fix the board game state, but I think now it's like you may resolve them kind of thing. I can't remember exactly, but I can pull it up if we have to. But
Here we go. So Ollie rallying, or failing his rally roll with the Black Sun just by that.
Where's the shotgun Black Suns of Ollie's? So obviously we had the one that's tied up with the Ewoks.
Yeah, so there's
and
one that's in with the Ewoks.
Where's the other one?
I think that the second one.
Oh, they're behind the
black and white bus.
They're not really having an impact on this game.
They're having no impact on this game. All they've done is kill a Mark II that was blocking that bus, which was a great play from Jeff.
Yeah, but they're not like.
I mean, it did cost him a Mark II, but it has meant that that bus hasn't moved.
Jeff, Ollie, just so you're aware, just giving a little gentle poke. The 2 hour mark now.
2 hour mark. We're about halfway through round 3. It will start to speed up as.
Yeah, it's definitely is speeding up. I just want to give them.
Well, they should have perfect information, right?
Yeah.
You know, I know that.
I'm not allowed to tell them how long's left, but
we can point to the big clock that tells you how much has been.
But it's also just so they're aware, because sometimes when you're in these things, you don't realise how much time has passed.
Oh, big time! Absolutely.
And you might want to pick up your play speed a little bit, which can lead to mistakes. That's the downside. You have to play a bit quicker, as we saw on the stream at the end of yesterday with Nav and. Lee, when they obviously I stood over them, and there's like 60 seconds left, 30 seconds left.
Yep.
And it led to quite a few mistakes in the last heat of the moment.
Woo!
That is nice dice.
Very nice dice. 4 crits.
Dead bus.
That's huge.
I don't.
No more medic.
It is, but again, I don't. Because of the ion, he's not actually used the medic.
Yeah,
he did medic one of these back earlier.
Yeah.
So he's had one use out of it, but
he has had good effectiveness on it. Is the thing.
It does open up the ground though, because here you've got the Black Suns now.
The full Black Suns.
And now they can come this way quicker towards Din.
True.
I mean, there's other options. You can pick up that bomb if Din does die.
Yeah. You would like to think that. Whoa, see. This is interesting now, because Jeff has to, if he pulls a core, an operative, you go with R2, and you let Din roll the dice, because
I don't think you do. R2's safe. Nothing can hurt him. Because whatever shot, if Ollie does get a shot on him, he's going to have heavy cover from the angles we're looking at.
Yeah.
So it means he can't kill R2. Because most he can do 2 damage, unless he rolls 4 natural crits. And based on Jeff's dice, it is possible. So yeah, I think you let it.
Just getting another overrun off. Now, do you go for the FD or do you go for the fleets? Because
what if I'm shooting?
Well, he's
maybe that FD fires out. Well, I would say it fires out better dice, but again, then fleets rolled 6s.
Yeah, only missed on 2.
Yeah.
So Jeff activating his swoop bike. So his swoop bike still has a bomb. So he's just gonna probably overrun those Black Suns.
And I think you do it. You can't do it twice. There's only one bike because he lost one. You overrun him, and then you just drop that bomb.
Interesting that he's. Oh, those Black Sun have already been. So I would drop it, hit those Black Sun, move to be within range, and then move out.
An interesting choice, that. So it's compulsory.
Yep.
Move shoots.
So I think what he's going to do is drop it behind line of sight, like off the. Oh no, because he can't drop it off the. It has to be next to it, right?
He must have dropped it on the way past.
So yeah, it's got the objective token next to it with the face up. So it's already been dropped. So loses a Black Sun from the melee squad.
Sweat check on Ollie. So the current score technically I think is 1-0 to Ollie.
I believe you're right.
Which is very important actually, because if it does go to time,
then because you can only blow up 1 bomb a turn.
So Ollie's going to be 2
It depends if Jeff can get R2 to secret mission
That would
before
help.
time.
Before
Yeah.
time. I don't think we're going to go to time. The guys are very switched
Now
on.
that they've been made aware that there's half an hour left on the round, I could see them picking up the pace a little bit.
Yep.
They know what they've got to do. They know their win conditions.
Yep. And you can see they have picked up the pace as well. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
It was nice to meet Steve because obviously we've spoken loads on the Discord as a Patreon member, and finally getting to meet him in person was really good.
What's his Discord handle?
Priory Nuts.
Oh, of course. We
Oh, yeah, you
talk
didn't
all
get
the time. Yeah, didn't we?
Yeah.
2 and 3, pretty good. Yeah. Do you know what? I also would love to see the Rebels win this.
Yeah, me too.
Swoop Bike's checking some line of sight there.
Yeah. And Jeff's doing the nice thing here. He's helping.
I've always found that playing Jeff is that if it's gonna
He's
help,
a nice guy.
he is a nice guy. He's gonna put the silhouette out before
what
you
an
even
overrun
ask.
attack!
No saves on both of them.
Wow, saving 3 out of 4 on
Yeah.
white dice. That Mark II is going nowhere. Got a bit of a crowd on the top table here. We've got,
A lot of the Legion players who've stuck around. We've got like 10 or
yeah,
so
we've got
people.
10 people watching plus plus me and you and
Double digits, nice.
yeah.
They
Plus
could,
we
they,
got the,
they could be watching on YouTube and give us some viewer figures, but hey.
But no, they wanted to watch live. I think it could definitely still go either way. I think like we've said, there's definitely win conditions on either side here.
I think if they get all 6 turns, I think it's definitely Jeff's. I think
agreed.
the issue is going to be if they get all 6 turns. I don't think it's unreasonable to think they won't.
Yep. I think it won't be for a lack of trying.
No, but I think maybe even 5's probably all Jeff needs. He's going to drop. He can detonate 1 this turn. He can detonate 1 next turn.
Yep.
That's 3 and 4. They're definitely going to get 5 as if they get that 6th.
Yeah, because we're in turn 3, so he needs all 6.
Yeah.
All 6 turns to blow up 3 bombs.
No, he only needs till 5. Turn 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You are correct. So Black Sun making an aggressive move up.
He's got to.
He has. He has got to now play full.
The downside is though, he's moving towards Mando, and Mando's going to quite happily just
Yeah.
double move into melee. Sorry.
Chris.
I'm not accepting this. Yeah, we're done.
Can you just get me a bottle of Coke, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if he just like double moves into melee, he's got the bomb, drops it, and just
Yep.
tanks it.
And then he's safe. He's home dry.
And in theory, he's also killing some Black Suns, which isn't a bad thing.
I mean, that's a great thing.
And especially where you've got a unit now, obviously, that Ollie's just moved underneath that like shield generator thing in the middle of the train. It could place the bomb so it hits the 3-man and the full 6-man.
Interesting. So here's an interesting one. So the Ambam, the double action is a 1-speed move followed by an infinite range, line of sight, 1 red die, on a paint, take a wound.
Yep.
Do you still get the ability to drop a bomb?
Yep, because it's
just 2 actions. It's not your entire activation.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
Okay.
You're still allowed to perform 3 actions.
See, I'm not sure that he would need to. There's not really a target that wants 1 wound, but
I mean,
it's an option.
if the boss
right?
was left on 1 health though,
100%. I'd be taking that every time.
it's a wound on a tank, like on a vehicle that they can't do anything
if
about.
you could just get around armor. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It does.
Bikes in swoops. The way that Overrun is Overrun 1, and the way that it stacks to Overrun 2 is that it gives you 2 attacks of Overrun, not
if you have both
double
models.
the dice. Exactly. So that's when there's 2 alive. Thank you, mate.
Beautiful man.
I know. Ollie taking a move standby on the bus. Okay, so I think there's a little line of sight check coming up. So Jeff has a standby on his bikes. Ollie has taken a standby on the bus. With that standby, Jeff wants to then trigger his standby to shoot the swoops. He's not sure whether the building is going to fully block line of sight on the bus or not. So we're going to get, yeah, there it is. Judge Cool is getting Andy over now just to check on it. I think by the way that the buildings are beveled, I would imagine that they probably would have line of sight because it's quite a tall silhouette. Yeah, Killy, I think your Ambam is broken, mate. Because playing against Rob, he hits every single time. I played him and he killed Maul, full health to nothing, just with Ambams. Okay, so clearly we had line of sight. We got 3 down to 2. Takes a wound on a swoop. There we go. Oh, can you? Oh, I can't quite get to base with the land speeder. I
don't think he needs to, because he can't claim the secret mission while he's in it.
Oh yeah, he's got to get out.
Yeah, so he might as well, at this point he's close enough that next turn he's got the secret mission.
But then it's whether that keeps him safe from the swoop bikes.
Yeah, they're far away. The
closest ones here, they would be able to get there in a triple move, I think. So,
but then that means they're not shooting him, and they can't one shot with an overrun.
So maybe what R2 does, I think he's probably close enough to move into the deployment, claims the secret mission, then gets in the land speeder.
I don't know if the deployment zone comes in far enough for that. There's only 2 in.
Oh, okay.
Range 2.
It'll be close.
Yeah, it would be close.
So we... yeah, I did yeet Maul in and take a standby, got hit by the Ambam. It was a beautiful thing. It was not a beautiful thing. It was horrendous. But I can see why you would think that. You can see the lists on Game Uplink under UKGE. But what we have is, I will give you a quick rundown. So we have, I have to look it up every time because Jeff's is full Rebel soup. So we have Dinjarin with Tenacity, Comms Jammer, Emergency Stims, the Jetpack and the Ambam. We have R2. We have Fleet Troopers with Electro Binoculars. We have 2 Rebel Vets with CMOs. We have 2 Medium Blasters. We have Ewok Skirmishers with Call to Arms. We have a FD Cannon with LTA, an Overcharge Generator and a Land Speeder with a Gonk Droid, Rockets, Wedge, an Ion Gun and an HQ Uplink. And that is against Ollie's Black Sun swoop bikes bus. So it's 3 naked swoop bikes. That is true, you do need to be logged into Game Uplink for the lists. So yeah, Ollie has got 4 Black Sun, 2 with Vigos and scatterguns, 2 with Vigos, Magdets and frag grenades. He's got 3 naked swoops, 2 buses with medics and comms jammers, and then one of those buses has the raiding party leader. Now it's been quite bloody on both sides actually, but Jeff has lost his fleet troopers, a squad of vets and a Mark II, and Ollie has lost a bus. And I think that's the only full unit that Ollie has lost currently. It's just the bus. There's a good scattering of other minis, but I don't think he's lost full units.
So we've got what, a 3-man unit stuck in with the Ewoks.
Yeah. There's
Oh,
a
so
squad
Din's
of
in squad-
there's a
Din's
squad
with
of
them
2.
now.
Yeah. There's a full squad.
Has he not lost
Okay.
one squad?
No, I don't think. Ollie, you haven't lost a full Black Sun yet, have you? Yeah, no. So he's not yet lost a full Black Sun squad.
Watch the time, gents. Keep an eye on it.
Sorry?
Keep an eye on the time.
Yeah. So going into turn 4, we have 15 minutes left on the round, ish, because we get a little bit of mystery extra time as well.
He's just done one.
Because he was what? He was like here?
No, he's there.
Here we go.
Yeah, John, it probably was my fault. I'm not sure. Oh no, the camera's frozen
That's
now.
fine. Cameras.
Okay, so here we go. So we are going into turn 4. Sorry. We've had ploy versus aggression. So ploy allows you to put any token face down. So Jeff has done that and has instantly activated it. Which, there we go. Yeah, it was R2. So R2 has moved, and that means that he's now claiming secret mission.
Yeah. So
He had to do it.
we're now 3-2, and it doesn't matter if they go too far into time and don't get turn 5. Jeff will get to blow up one bomb. It'll be 3 kill points.
I think at this point he's down on kill points though. He's only killed a bus. He's lost fleets, vets, and a Mark II.
That's not a lot.
It's close though. It's closer than you want in a final. Well, actually, no. It's probably what we want as a viewer for a final.
But he might then lose another Mark II in a second as well.
I mean, there's another couple of vets making their way down.
I mean, as long as they get that turn 5 in.
And I think they will. I don't think it's.
I don't know.
If they start turn 5 If command cards go down,
That's fine.
you will allow the bombs to be blown up.
What, turn 5? Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
as long as command cards go down,
'cause
let's start turn 5.
It's more that I don't know
So-
the sequencing for the bombs.
So even if you go into hard dice down, they still are allowed to detonate.
So
'cause
you would
go
still score.
You still,
Right.
because you go through the end phase process.
Yep.
And the end phase process includes the choice of detonating bombs.
Okay. Here's an interesting scenario. If the only thing you have left is one unit who you can optionally detonate a bomb, if you detonate the bomb,
Yeah.
it kills you.
Yeah.
Are you tabled or do you score?
Tabled.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
You
that
have
is a
to-
real edge case
You have to have a
scenario.
mini on the table to let it win.
Because that would be really impressive. So far, it's 3 to Ollie and 1 to Jeff, but that's because secret mission isn't scored till the end of the game. So
Yes, because you've got to be alive.
yeah, you need to be alive to claim the secret mission. So if we look at it in real money, it's 2 to Jeff, 3 to Ollie. We need to get essentially this turn finished and the next one to get it all done.
Do you need to pick just chocolate?
He didn't ask me to. He said about it and then didn't.
Oh, 4 o'clock, yeah. I thought you was going.
Do you know what it is? Because I don't know what it is.
It's Rahiri Masor. He's giving them your ID details.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Mobile security questions. Oh. If it's not finished, do you know where that is?
Yeah. But he's giving them your details, so I can't get it.
What if I just you just give them a hit?
I am a Smith.
Yeah. Plus. You bastard.
Microphone.
Oh yeah.
Thomas details, yeah.
You've all the fake identities being Andrew
I'm so
Terrell, Tom
confused.
Smith.
Yes, but I went because he's asked him to collect it, and he's now giving them Tom's details.
Oh, I
to
see.
be able to collect it. Because Tom's now got to prove he's 18 and a responsible adult. That proves nothing, son.
Really?
It doesn't. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yes, Chris, you are correct. It's not rolling the dice for a bomb detonating is probably the only thing you're allowed to do past, because you're resolving the end game state. So they're not allowed to obviously do anything. They could be mid-move with another activation. They stop that. They would then go through the choice of choosing to blow up the bombs, and then they have to roll them because that's obviously the game state.
I think it's more bad wording than ambiguous.
Yeah, I mean, he's right though. Like
Yeah,
you are
no,
rolling dice
absolutely.
post
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
dice, so.
Times the well loses.
Just getting a little bit nervous on timings from our rebel player, as you would expect. Like this is important.
You've seen just being very quick.
Big attack, not netting as many hits as you'd want. So 4 after cover. Oh, Jeff, I think every Rebel player watching this, and I'm going to include CIS players as well, they want Jeff's dice because That man has rolled more paint on white dice in one game than I have in a month.
If Jeff auctions them dice, they sell really well.
Yeah, man. Oh, okay, so with Mando, he's punching and then using the versatile pistol, which we've seen him do today already.
Just kill some dudes. Yep, second aim for...
Yep.
Shooting.
Nice 3 hits.
3 PS1.
Yep.
So 2 PS1, takes 2.
Yep.
3 in the melee. Now this is going to give him the suppressive and the immobilize. Now
There's the,
loses a man.
That's all he needs. 1 for immobilize.
Yeah, you get your hard dice. You get your hard dice. That's up to them.
Oh, yep.
Of course he does. Yeah.
That's why, yep.
So all he's using is compel. One crit, one more paint on those white dice. That is absolutely insane. This is, again, I'm going to try and steal as many of these white dice off Jeff as possible because they are unbelievable. I think the swoop bike is just going to be try and land on anybody that hasn't activated it.
Yeah, I think he needs to be quick with it though.
Yeah, absolutely needs to be quick with it.
I think this is one of the things with swoop bikes, because you're trying to do the displacements, you're trying to do this, that and the other, it does add complexity to the game
100%.
and can slow the process of the game down, which is probably why they've not hit turn 6.
Not yet.
They're not hitting turn 6.
Here we go, another rules question coming quickly here.
Is Jeff dropped on the spot? He's only dead.
He's dropped them, but he hasn't detonated. He's only detonated 1. And he needs to detonate 2 to win. Liam is putting up a grand on those dice.
As a Wookiee player, I can understand why.
Yeah, oh, big time. I don't want to play against
actually, I don't know,
Wookiee
Liam, because
battleforce
there was a lot of surges, not saves.
Yeah, your Wookiees are still dead.
Yeah, that's all he needed to do. Oh, blanks out. Oh, he's got an aim. Good old independent.
Yep. 1 gets the block.
This one.
Aim shoot, loses 1 to cover, didn't realise that he'd lost 1 to cover, rolled 2 dice, only 1 went in the dice tray. That 1 counted, but it was a blank. And then he's going to overrun him, surely.
Yeah.
Oh, 3. That's pretty good.
Swoops are good, man.
Yeah, swoops are good.
Keep it in the tray.
Come on. Oh, it takes 1. Another 2 blocks on 3 hits.
Wow.
I mean, I think clone players want dice this good, man. Like,
I was saying, my red dice don't roll this hot. Even when my red dice are cold, they don't roll this well.
the only thing that's going to stop Jeff winning is Jeff. Like, it's just the time, because his dice want him to win. Okay, so land speeder, recover, gets back all the tech. Shooting into the black sun. 2 whites into the swoop bikes. 2 whites gets a hit. Goes to cover.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god. 5 after cover. Into the black sun. That's nuts. Oh, saves 4 of 5. Loses 1.
Down to a leader.
Is, yeah. Taps wedge to get a free pivot, then he's going to take his compulsory. This makes sense. Really running on fumes here for timing.
They don't. So there's a lot of giggling coming around from the spectators at the moment because they're all asking what the time remaining is, because we've just hit that 2 hours 30 minutes, and we're going to be moving very close to if we get that turn 5.
Yeah, getting to the point now where
you are in overtime, gents.
Can't find a speed one. Just going to borrow someone else's.
You got 1 act left. Cool. All right. Just do it, Jeff.
I think at this point, you just flip your token.
You can do, yeah. Especially if you out-activate the opponent,
Yep.
and you need them actions.
If I just want to get to turn 6, I'm just done.
So we're definitely not
Straight
getting to turn
to
6, which is what I said.
Well, okay, but to get to turn 5, which Jeff needs, I'm just turning out like done. And then as soon as you get into 5,
And at that point, he can also then
fine.
start asking me to pester Ollie about timings, because then obviously he can call him out on slow playing.
But you know, I think
He's not.
Arguably, he's not. But
Completely. I would never say he is.
no, I know. But
no.
you know, playing
But-
devil's advocate.
But
you
at
can.
the same time, Jeff, they're probably both aware that Jeff has to have turn 5.
Yep. I don't think there's
Yeah,
a word.
but-
So look, here you go. Ollie is preserving activations. He's going to double move.
Yeah.
medic.
Yeah. And so we know here that I think there's like one activation each left, and they've got a couple of minutes.
Second aim, not punch. So take a dodge and not punch then.
There you go. Dodge punch. Din takes a wound.
Ollie, how many activations you got left?
0 for
This round. Perfect.
Yeah, see, I think if it was me, I would have just turned over this thing,
Yeah, I'll just get to do
blow up the bomb.
Yeah.
Here's my command card.
3 to Din. 3.
So I think
Mando
that,
dice doing Mando things.
I think that was the bomb they just detonated there.
Yeah, okay, so that should secure it.
That's the end of the round
yeah.
now, so they're starting the next round.
Dodge 1.
So Ollie was trying to preserve his activation there by taking the dodge in his activation, because he knew he was going to get a bomb. And here we go, the command card is going down. They've got 2 minutes before that, I call it.
So they just need the command card in the thing.
Command card there. Ollie's got his.
Turn 5.
This will be your last turn, gentlemen.
And I think
that gives it to Jets.
I think that's going to do it, because I don't think there's a world in which R2 is going to die.
I mean, the swoops are threatening. You can see they're over here, but the speeder's sat there waiting, hiding. And if I was Jeff, I'd go with the speeder, just triple move this way along the back of the board edge, just to stay far away from that. And then R2 could get out and hide behind the building or something.
yeah, absolutely. Because he doesn't need, he doesn't need an action.
No.
Just needs to get out.
Yeah. So there we go. You just got it in there in time, boys.
Is that 15 minutes to get it finished?
So from 35, so it'll be 40, 50, 250. Yeah.
So ambush to I like those odds. So
250 will be the end of the round.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Din gets an aim. After he performs an attack, he can perform additional attack against a different target.
Yeah. So what he'll do here is swing the whole lot into the unit he's in melee with to try and kill them. I imagine to get some kill points.
Then
and then shoot the other two-man squad. And again, you can see Ollie's moved them to chase down R2.
Yeah, and
but he's fully aware what the win condition here is.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like Din is in a good position to get it.
Yeah. Alright, so we've moved. Oh, so he's done a compulsory.
So he said 2 overrun attacks into R2.
He's not even shooting him, yeah.
No, he's just going to go overrun, no cover.
Just needs 4 hits.
Well, the way his dice have been rolling, he needs about 12 hits.
Yeah.
2 saves 1, so he needs all 3 of these things. 1.
Oh,
Okay,
right,
so R2's taken 2 wounds.
That's fine, he can repair himself.
He can repair himself.
Yep.
So I think
if I was R2, I would heal myself and take a standby.
Yeah, I think that's probably the move. Heal yourself, take a standby, get that land speeder to whiz out. So here we go. So going with Din.
Yeah, Chris, they were both very lucky with me rolling some really hot defense dice. I borrowed Jeff's when I did the timer.
Well, you rolled white dice for the extra timer.
Oh yeah. Apparently
Jeff's whites can't miss.
Just generally Jeff's dice just roll all saves. Doesn't matter if it's white or red.
Okay, so getting the versatile gun off first.
Yeah. Keep him in the tray, Jeff. It's a bloody big dice tray.
Oh, okay, so he's keeping the guy in melee, shooting 2 separate squads with the versatile gun.
No, okay.
Get some more suppression out.
I think he's just trying to kill stuff rather than.
Expo rules 1 and 2 will close in 10 minutes. UK Games Expo train halls 1 and 2 will be closing in 10 minutes.
So I did first.
Chris, you want to see if you can claim that sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was probably the right move. Get the versatile attacks off.
And just not care about the unit he's in combat with.
No, because they can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
all they can do is kill Mando, and at this point,
kill points don't really matter. Well, kill points would matter if R2 dies.
They will. It depends if.
I'm surprised
Can Ollie get here? I don't know if he can. I think he's blocked himself off. Oh no, but he can only get one.
Doesn't. Oh, it's only 1 overrun because it's 1 bike.
I think it's 2 bikes.
Why didn't he activate R2 here?
But he could only get 1 attack off.
Yeah, but
he's only got.
Why didn't he activate R2?
2.
Oh, he needs to save 1 to win. Oh, there's 1.
Yep. So R2's on 3 wounds.
Why didn't he activate him? Because he activated Din, didn't he?
Yeah, he did activate it. There you go. R2 has just healed himself twice. I think at this point.
He can't heal himself twice.
No, sorry, healed 2 wounds because he's got repair 2 capacity 2.
So now he's up to 3.
Repair.
And then is he taking a dodge?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, he might have taken a standby actually. So it's a dodge.
I think a standby would have been better because it means if Ollie only could just get in range with Black Suns. Oh, there you go. That is it.
Wow.
Do you guys want to both come round?
Yeah.
Do you both come and have a chat?
There we go. So we have a new UK Games Expo champion in Jeff, which is he played an absolute blinder in that. That was huge.
He had a plan, he stuck to it.
He did have a plan. He stuck to it.
yeah.
Let's let me see if we can get Jeff on the list. You sit in the middle, Jeff.
You get close to that mic. Take that one off for us.
Otherwise, it's going to be
Yeah, you're going to have the
yeah.
mad echo. Okay, so Jeff, first off, congratulations. That was an amazing game to watch. I think you played really well. Before the game and the whole time that I've spoken to you today, you've said, I've got a plan, stick to the plan. Tell us the plan, because it worked.
The plan is good. Trust in the plan.
Yeah, there you go.
So, the whole thing with Rebels is they do not do stand-up fights.
Yep.
So don't do a stand-up fight.
Yep.
Right? You've got. I wanted a way of. So I played Empire experimental droids and all sorts of other stuff. I've done crazy Rebels with like Double Bus, Op Luke, Ahsoka. And it's always have a fight.
Yep.
Right? But it's like, it then comes down to dice, and I thought, I don't like that. I want a way of winning where dice variants can go against me.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. So I put in a secret mission and a bounty hunter.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
So Din has never yet scored a bounty. But he is such a playmaker.
Absolutely he is. Yeah.
It's when I started using him, and so what I did was I started with those two. I want Din and I want R2. And then it's like, well, how does R2 score a secret mission? Hilariously, most of the time it's walk across the board at speed 1.
We saw that.
Yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
much.
we saw that in your previous game. We saw
You had
that
one,
in this game.
you had
Tell
one
us-
movement of
tell
the
us
speeder.
Out of your 8 games,
Yeah.
how many times did you score a secret mission?
Every game I won.
So 7.
So 7, right? And of
I
those
know you
7,
lost one. didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
of those 7, well, I lost it because R2 got blattered.
You nearly got blatted here.
Yeah.
No, it was fine.
That last dice
You
there.
can't
So
tell
that-
me you weren't
that-
sweating at that point.
I was a little bit, but I mean, to take Ollie to a 3-3 draw,
Yeah.
right? When he's sweating on dice going his way.
Yep.
I'll take that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ollie's a fantastic player. Of those 7 times he scored, I think twice have been speeder enabled.
Yep.
The other 5 have just been walking across.
Well, we saw that.
Walking
We saw
across
that
the
in your.
hilarious.
We saw that in your top 4 game,
Yep.
where you put your 2 supplies on either short edge of the board,
Yep.
and then you just trundled along,
Yep.
and you've got 2 victory points in 1 55-point unit, which was amazing.
Yes,
Um,
that's the whole point of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I'm playing Sab Vaps, it's also 1 on each side.
Yep.
Because it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and I think it worked. It's obviously worked out, and I think the plan was really good. One thing that I would say about the list that I thought was really good was your use of the land speeder, having the ability to recover or compulsory recover.
Yeah. So
After you shoot or-
So when I did the army, I started off with 3 rebel vets,
Yep.
3 blaster turrets, a pizza dish for an FD cannon for the impact,
Yep.
and then 1 swoops because I think they're amazing.
Yep.
They're brilliant for going in and just picking units up.
We're seeing that volley clearing up at the end
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
just like 1-2 man squads, easy.
Yep.
So it's just like chip, and works well with Din, works well with the Ewoks. The Ewoks get in, tie people up, blah, blah, blah. But going back to, I did 3 of them, 3 blast turrets, the FD, the swoops, Din, R2, and then I went land speeder, but I started off with Shriv
Yep.
because it was the classic Shriv
give
and a
out a
land
dodge,
speeder, give
yeah.
out a dodge and a suppression to R2, he can't be targeted, blah 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 blah. But I found the problem with that was the land speeder was getting too close to people and getting too destroyed as a consequence.
Well, I mean, we saw in both of your games that having the free pivot was coming in really clutch.
So then I moved from Shriv with a medium blaster
Yeah.
to ion blaster for the range, and that changed my field commander from Shriv to wedge because of the cynics. You always had a HQ uplink to act when it wants,
Yep.
the gonks for protection,
Yeah.
the RPS for the impact at long range,
Yep.
and then once I'd done the ion, I then was like, well, hang on, I've got a recover that recovers the HQ and the gun
Yeah.
and the
Such
wedge.
good value for money on an action economy kind of.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
oh yeah. And then it was a case of, right, I played with that for a bit. Then I found, so I had two vets with guns, one vet without, and it was like, that vet without is doing nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't hit anywhere near as much.
It's 4 black. Yeah. So I then thought, well, that's 48 points. If I change that to fleets with electro binoculars, they can give the aim to the land speeder.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that work really well, and even your naked fleets, we saw that hit 6 out of 8,
Yeah.
which was huge.
If
Oh,
you
we're
look
talking dice. What about them white saves?
Oh.
though? But yeah.
But if you look at the army, it's got an infinite range with the Amban.
Yep.
Yep.
Then it's got a range 5 with the FD.
Yep.
Then it's got range 4 from the 2 vets with crit
Yep.
guns. Then you come into range 3, you've got Din on his long shot and the vets at range 3.
And the Mark IIs.
And the Mark IIs. Then you come into range 2 and you're getting hit by fleets. Then you get into range 1, you get hit by R2. Sorry, range 4 is also
Speeder itself. Yeah.
Range 2, the speeder adds another 2 dice.
Yeah.
And then range 1 is R2 with 3 dice, surge, 3 white, surge
Yeah.
hit, suppressive,
Yeah.
stop people in their tracks, and then you've got Ewoks.
Yep.
So you've got every single range band coming down.
That's really good. Yeah.
And what you've got to do is you've got to play like rebels. It's the shoot and scoot.
Well, we were saying this earlier, as you were using the guerrilla tactics of the shoot move.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
you
not
had
gonna
the
do a
fire
standard
lanes,
fight.
you knew what you were doing,
Yeah.
you utilised standbys really well.
Yep.
And I think that was kind of textbook of what rebels need to play, and that's I think a lot of people can take away quite a lot from how you played and how you built your list, and I think it should really open up a lot of list building options with how people play rebels. And yeah, I was rooting for you with ever since the words that list might win 1, maybe 2 games from Ollie. I feel like there's been you did us proud as a rebel player.
Thank you
It's
very
great.
much. So, a couple of late changes. Having got caught out by 2 key positions within a bus length, right? Key positions went out and in went intercept.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have C's on Din.
Yep.
Never used it.
Yeah.
C's went. But I did find that what I was doing was ordering the vets, and they weren't procking to the blaster turret, they were procking to the FD
Right.
because I wanted order control on the FD.
Yeah. And that's
So
why you've got a.
that's why I put link targeting ray on the FD.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter when a Mark II goes, but having control of when the FD goes is more important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that range 5, it just sits there hammering you from range 5 with 6 dice with an aim every turn.
Now I'm assuming the impact generator is because there's like Ollie sitting around.
Well,
There's a
no,
lot of
there's a
armour
few
in these.
buses,
There's armour.
Yeah, there's a lot of armour in the UK.
So the suppression out there, right? But black dice are more reliable than white.
Yep.
And I'd rather have 6 black and impact 3
Yep.
versus 5 black, 2 white and suppression. I mean, yeah, spend most of the time shooting at infantry, but I'm looking for 3 or 4 hits. None of these units are going to do massive. They don't take things off.
No.
But there's 11 of them, and they're all contributing at all points. And that's the key to the list. Is you can come up and destroy one and go, nah, I'm fine, yeah, okay.
They're not like crucial.
No,
they're
no
all,
part of it is crucial.
Yeah.
All of it is expendable.
Absolutely. I think a major part of this game was getting to the right round, right? So each player knew that you had a win condition, and yours was obviously get to round 5, or at least start round 5, so that your bombs could go off with secret mission. So how did you feel about making sure that round 5 started? Was there a point where you were getting a bit worried that you weren't going to quite get to round 5? Because there's a lot of, like, especially on the final tables, there's a lot of minor movements and making sure that everything is done perfectly. And you guys did a great job of, this is my intention, and saying how you wanted things to play. But did you find that you were starting to worry that you wouldn't get to the win condition and start round 5?
In the 8 games we've played, there was 2 that didn't go to round 6. Okay. So one of them, they were using the army for the first time, and they'd never seen my army before, and was like, I have no idea how to play against it. And so when somebody comes up like that, there's a lot of thinking time for them. So I have honed mine to be as quick as possible. For rebels, I've got a surprising amount of order control.
Do you know what? I did think that, because you've got the coordinate to the FD, you've got the HQ uplink.
The first 3 turns are usually assault, covering fire, and push. If I don't think they're going to come onto me quick, it's standing orders, assault, coordinate, and fire, push, right? But then once the 3 or 4 turns are done, Din can take over.
Thank you for visiting Ukge Finals Expo 2024. The trade rooms are now closed. The trade rooms are now closed. Please make your way to the exits in rooms 1 and 2. Safe journey home.
Thank you.
There we go. Now we can carry on.
So that's anything else you want to ask?
I just want to say congratulations again. I think you played an absolute blinder. We were rooting for you from the start. Like I say, I was rooting for you from last week when I heard the podcast, and it's nice to see Rebels not be kind of cast aside as they don't play that well unless you play Bright Tree or something like that. So from me and the rest of the podcast, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the stream, because everybody was kind of cheering you on.
I've seen loads of the stream, so thank you everyone on the stream.
Congratulations. I think Andy might have
and so you got really fancy just for Jeff now. Obviously not quite a commander, but you did beat the commander.
Congratulations, Jeff. You played really well.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well, this is very significant because I do not have a commander in my army.
It is, yes. Hey, even better.
And this one's for Din and R2.
Officially the first Grand Tournament champion of the world. So congratulations, Jeff.